Hello and welcome back to another episode of SDS. It's the penultimate podcast episode of the year. 2023 is coming to a close. We have one more podcast episode on the 29th of December, and then we have a funniest moments of the year. So, guys, I'm compiling a funniest moments of the year. If you can, just send it over through to CBK or the SDS Pod Twitter or whatever, because I need help. It might be like a 2-hour long video that will drop on SDS. We're here with a Premier League roundup. There's been some interesting games that's happened on the weekend. And with that, we got a really good cast today to, talk about these games. Let's start with my co-host. We got Star Player.
Hello. There's some real football men today. None of that. Who is he? Leave out. I'm just here for comedy. Yeah. Straight ball talk.
Straight ball talk there. And we got opposite us. We got Lias.
Big man.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Leon. His new video came out as well.
Guys, check the link in the description. You're going to see Lias' video there, man.
God, appreciate
he spent a lot of time and effort onto that.
And editing.
Goodness gracious me.
He edited his own video, man. So fair play to him.
Big up you guys.
He didn't want to, though.
And next one, we've got Abs Busquets.
Hey.
Most improved member.
Facts. Bro, I was saying this about you the other day, right? Nothing prompted it. I was saying, every time I'm watching Abs this season, we know he knows ball anyways.
To an extent, yeah.
But the gravitas that he's carrying himself with this season, good job, little bro.
It's crazy.
He looks like you're like a proud son.
I appreciate that.
When he was doing his whole school soliloquy the other day, I was looking at him. I was like,
man.
I'm proud of him.
I taught him well.
Bro.
Came a long way, man. I
Come
appreciate
on, man.
that.
Come
I
on.
appreciate that,
You've
man.
done quality so far.
Huge,
man.
yeah.
Good shit.
Everyone's done quality on the podcast this year, man. They've all smashed it. We've had Mastermind this year. We've had a live show this year.
Who won Mastermind, by the way?
I think it was the boy from Algeria.
Who won from Bajaya? If you know, you know.
And who won the live show Mastermind?
The boy from Algeria as well.
Nah.
What? No?
Not the boy from Algeria.
No?
No, fair enough.
I could be like that keeper.
Ab was won our hearts this year.
Yeah, I didn't win any of them.
Yeah, you won.
No chance.
People's champion.
Yeah.
What did Faisal win?
A flight to Iraq.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did they have a return flight?
Don't know if he's coming back. It's a one-way ticket, wallah. We're not seeing Faisal again.
Hey, man.
Listen. Let's get into this Premier League roundup. Yet again, guys, if you want to check us out on audio, check us out on links in the description. Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, they're all there. If you're listening to us on audio and you want to check out our beautiful faces, it's SDS on YouTube. Yeah.
Allegedly beautiful faces.
Allegedly beautiful faces. But let's get into the first game of the Premier League roundup. Unfortunately, I know we're not going to speak about your team just yet. We're going to go to the biggest game of the weekend, Liverpool, Arsenal. Your game is going to come later.
Listen, all Man United table.
So what? Do you want me to be the co-host and you lead it?
Yeah.
Go and lead it. Lead it for us.
Liverpool, Arsenal, listen.
Yeah.
We went into this game at Anfield last year. We know what happened, man. We went 2-0 up. Bottled it 2-2, and that was kind of like that's when the wheels started falling off for our title challenge. This year we came up. It's a different animal when you come to December and you go to Anfield in December. It's a scary place to go. And not gonna lie, the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it was electric. Arsenal, we were absolutely all over them.
Fire, yeah.
Literally, first 45 seconds when Saka put that ball into the box. I said, okay,
Alisson parried it out.
I said it might be a long night. Well,
Yeah.
You guys were dreaming. Oh, this could be like 3-4-0. I know you guys were gassed.
No, I'll be real with you. Obviously, me, I'll say it with my chest. I thought we was gonna bruck them, regardless before the game, whatever. I just generally thought, you know what, whoever dominates that midfield tends to win the game against Liverpool. Me personally, when Chelsea played them, Chelsea beat them in the midfield. They drew the game, whatever.
Yeah.
Man United, I felt like if you had a competent midfield that day,
you
could have nicked a result, regardless if it's no. I think you could have done a 1-0. I thought with us having Havertz, Rice, Odegaard, it would be the case, but.
What made you think that you'd bruck them though? What gave you that? Logic?
Midfield, I generally thought because realistically,
But you guys haven't been smoking teams. You haven't been free flowing.
No, but you're right. But
this
with
season.
dominated teams, not necessarily by scoreline, but we've controlled majority of the games.
Game, for example.
Do you know where I'm coming from? So we're like, for me, it was more of Liverpool's midfield. For me, it's still chop and change. Like they've either Curtis Jones started against us. McAllister's out. There's times where Endo wasn't playing and Gravenberch was the 6. But this week, this game, I was like Jones, Endo, Szoboszlai. I was like. It's not better than our midfield. That's what I thought at the start, obviously.
I thought the missing piece last season for the Anfield game was a Declan Rice.
Yeah. And I personally as well, what gave me much more confidence going into Anfield, regardless, I know we haven't won it in, I want to say like 10 years, man.
I think it is 10 years.
It probably is 10. That's what I'm saying.
When Arteta was still a player.
Yeah, I think it was Santi Cazorla was, I think the purple kit, whatever, the last time we beat them. But going back to it, for me, it was, I nearly forgot my...
Is there a difference between last season and this season?
Last season, this season, I thought the addition of Declan Rice and having Saliba play at Anfield, I thought, you know what? Last year we had to play such a high, a low line because of Rob Holding, and I thought, yeah, he's gonna be the Achilles heel to our team. Like we can't build up properly, whatever. I thought we were just gonna control the game with Saliba back, and we didn't.
Yeah, and listen, the first goal went in. Odegaard, free kick straight to Gabriel. Got his head on that. We went 1-0 up, and then that's when Liverpool kind of woke up, and they kind of.
I don't think they woke up immediately. Yeah. I think Arsenal still kind of had I felt like the first 15 minutes, Arsenal, I felt were pretty comfortable, and then
and for me as well. Sorry, with that as well, I thought with Arsenal. Like Liverpool had possession of the ball, but it was along the back line. There wasn't really penetrating our attack and stuff. Like, I could tell as well. The one thing that pissed me off was I could tell they constantly were looking for the mismatch. They were constantly trying to ping it to Salah, and I was like, "Oh, we're in trouble."
When you have Trent in your team as well, who can just pop it over his head, right, perfectly bouncing.
Oh, that pass was beautiful.
Would you call him automatic?
Yeah, automatic.
At the same time, I say it's a beautiful pass, but it kind of puts Salah in a position where, like, he was kind of like at the byline.
Yeah.
Zinchenko was basically the one that allowed him like a free like pathway. He said, "Hey, just run towards goal."
That guy,
like he was right-footed.
that guy Zinchenko as well. Get out of my club, man. It's time. Get out of my fucking club, man.
For the candid honesty.
I have a question for you, seriously, though. Like, I see a lot of people on Twitter recently saying, "Oh, we can't win the league with Zinchenko."
That's correct.
Do you believe them?
100%. Hey, you cannot play Zinchenko against big teams.
Yeah.
You can't go away from home when the tough gets going. Like, yesterday, on my mother's life, I'm very close to saying wallahi, even though I just said it now. I'm very close to saying it.
Yeah.
That guy, I felt like he played for Liverpool yesterday.
Oh,
The amount of times he tried to do a Cruyff turn at the edge of the box.
He tackled Odegaard.
He tackled. Forget the Odegaard. There's times, like someone will intercept the ball in our box. He'll play a little one back. He'll lose the ball. Another time he'll try to do 1-2 in our box. We'll lose the ball. And I'm looking at him going, and I'm like, what is this guy doing? Sorry, my bad. I'm like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? I was like, what the hell is this idiot doing? And the goal showed it as well, bro. I'll be real. The goal showed it. Like,
as soon as 1-on-1, we knew what's happening.
He is showing
it's barbecue chicken.
Bro, he's Zinchenko. Oh my days. Zinchenko.
Hey, run me that.
Zinchenko was showing a left footer on his left.
He defended him.
How the hell does that make sense? How the hell does that make sense?
To his stronger foot.
Why are you showing a left footer on his left?
And not any left footer. Not any left footer.
It's Salah.
Bro, a gunman.
A gunman.
I went, what the hell? But
I disagree though with you. I think Arsenal, because I said the same thing too the other day. Who was it saying? Can Arsenal win the league with Jesus? I think you can win the league with them. I think you can win the league with Jesus. I think you can win the league with both of them. But I think in knockout football, that's where both of them will hurt you, to be honest with you. But specifically,
can you play Zinchenko in all 38 Premier League games against all different types of opposition and be comfortable?
Maybe not, but
you don't have to be good for 38.
But it's not even just that. There's a lot of players for me that, like, oh, can you play them in all 38 games? Like, even Kai Havertz, is he going to be a starter in every single one of those 38 games, or is there going to be a different game where you need Partey to come deeper with us? So I think knockout football, like we've seen with City, like they have to go super defensively resolute to like kind of be able to cope the way they want to play in those knockout games. But I mean, look, it's not the exact same situation, but the first thing I think of every time I see Zinchenko get skinned is that interview that he did with Rio.
I am finished.
Where he goes, I go inside and you leave me by myself.
No problem.
You leave me by myself. As if this guy is suddenly like Pirlo in the middle, just dictating the entire game, bro. He gets the ball and okay, he'll play sometimes a penetrative pass, but more time he's playing it sideways or whatever, bro. Okay, you're an inverting fullback, but this all of a sudden
skip a man and it'll look nice.
All of a sudden, Zinchenko acting like he controls the entire tempo of Arsenal Football Club. That's crazy, bro.
Not even for 38 Premier League games will I trust him. I don't even trust him for 90 minutes of the game. He switches off after 60 minutes.
Bro, he's the biggest bozo.
He's a poor defender.
It's not even that. He's the biggest bozo. He's probably top 3 most technical players we've got at our club.
Yeah.
But he's the biggest bozo after usually, I see you can vouch, usually after 60 minutes. Everyone and their mom knows there's a Zinchenko blunder gonna happen. You don't know what time it is.
Crazy. That's damn.
Guys, how many times have you seen it where we're cruising, it's 1-0, 2-0, whatever it is, he'll make the mistake. Like,
I think it's the Wolves game.
Mateus Cunha.
Yeah.
When he scored, it was his mistake. There's plenty of times it's been him that's been a catalyst to our faults.
It always seems like an overthinking issue. It's like something that he's trying to do let me try and find the extra pass under so much intense pressure. Let me try and look cool in this situation. Brother, sometimes keep it simple and don't be making mistakes that are going to cost your team
for
games.
me, as
and
well,
he wouldn't have been starting if Timber was fit. If Timber was fit this whole season, it would have been him the whole time.
Tomiyasu, if he started left back, against Salah,
but in isolation of that Salah situation,
he
he might still score, but he would never ever allow that situation to happen to Zinchenko. Tomiyasu would never allow it.
Shall I tell you another thing that Tomiyasu couldn't straight away cut away? Them long balls. He'll be kind of close, he'll header it out. And I know that. I know that's
stature for it, yeah.
Whereas Zinchenko, like for example, there was one point where Ender put that ball into the box. Gabriel had it under control. He had Gakpo in front of him. The ball's going over his head.
Oh, I saw that one.
What happened? Zinchenko closed down behind Gabriel. Salah was naked back post. He volleyed it and went side and hit the side.
Yep.
And I was like,
it was a disaster class. Honestly, that's one of
But
the worst defensive performances I've seen
I'm not
from Zinchenko.
I'm not putting all the blame on him. I have to put the blame, which has been us more or less this whole season, our attackers.
Thank you.
Martinelli shit. Saka wasn't great. He was shit as well. You know, F it. He was shit as well. Jesus, I felt bad for him. Like he
was non-existent.
Yeah.
I like Jesus. He was non-existent.
But it's difficult playing against those two and having no sort of help from your wingers.
Yeah, but he's the one also though to be fair here. Jesus is supposed to get those other guys in the game.
But the one time he did, he slipped Saka through.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
So bear in mind, there's times where usually Jesus is very good at using his body. So there's times where even him being that short, he'll win certain flick-ons, he'll win certain balls that drop to his feet or whatever. But yesterday, obviously, those two are two top-end defenders.
But at the same time, Martinelli is having a tough season, man, honestly, right? Like, and I like Martinelli. Last season, I was someone who's singing his flowers, his praises. But we're going to need something new from your game other than just kind of like putting your head down and running,
I feel like
colliding into a defender and winning a set piece. Like at some point, you need to expand your game. We get it. You're young. You had a great season last year, but how do you... Saka recently spoke about, I need to find new ways to kind of create solutions.
Why tell him to bring that?
Huh?
Why tell Saka to
Saka
bring
needs
that?
to rise it.
Rise it, please.
No, but I think Saka. I think Saka knows. Saka recently he said, "I'm starting to get double teamed more and more. Like people are kind of like reading the way I play now. I need to create new solutions. I need to find new ways of getting out of double teams, beating fullbacks, finding solutions. Yeah. I respect that mentality. Martinelli needs to do the same, please, because at some point, this whole thing of like direct. Okay, but please have a bit of like, I don't know, elegance to your game. A little bit of like, what's the word? Like everyone knows what he's going to do. There's no unpredictability about his game.
But you know what? I kind of feel bad for Martinelli in a sense is this season you can tell Arteta instructed him to be touch tight on the byline. Yeah. Whereas last season you'd have Xhaka do the overlap.
But is it too much to ask for a winger to be able to play on the byline and be able to take on your player and create solutions from there?
Really, for me personally, he's never really been a oh yeah, I'm a constantly skin. Like, he hasn't got a bag. Mm-hmm. As mad as he sounds, I like Martinelli, but he ain't got a bag where he'll do that little shitty stop and start stuff, which invites pressure to football. Coming from where he hasn't got a Saka where Saka doesn't really need to do much skill. Saka, he's just skipping past plays. He ain't got the power that Saka has, where Saka can withstand double teams and bully fullbacks. He hasn't got that. Martinelli hasn't got that.
To be fair, I always thought Martinelli actually, like I looked at his game, I thought this could be somebody who ends up becoming like even more of a central player, to be honest with you, playing up front or something like that. Just because like I agree, his bag is it's kind of limited in terms of like being able to take on your fullback and stuff like that. And if you're realistically going to rely so much on like service in behind kind of being how you create chances and score goals, that's great. But then when the chances aren't really coming your way like they were last season, what are you kind of bringing to the team? At the same time though, this is the one thing I will say. It can't be a coincidence that every time he comes off the pitch, your attack kind of seems to get worse, bro.
It definitely
gets worse. No, because his movement does create chances, but you need more. I agree, you need more.
But that's another conversation, because I think Trossard the last month and a half, 2 months, hasn't been great. He's been crap as well.
Yeah.
So
for me, for what I see was Saka. So for Saka in that game, I saw there was times where he had 3-4 man on him, and he would try to find solutions or would pass it backwards. I don't have issue with that. Because any time that we caught Saka 1-on-1 early on in the game, we saw it, and later at times in the game as well, he'd create a chance. He'd make something happen when he was on 1-on-1. You have to find solutions at times on wingers. Do you have those 1-on-1s? You see them being out there 1-on-1, get the ball to them quickly. Martinelli, sorry, the guy is rubbish.
Nah, he's not rubbish.
No, let me tell you why, and I thought this for a long time as well. And Martinelli, in transition. That's when he really first broke onto this. When he's running at players, he has space in front of him, he's taking on people. When I see him running and there's space in front of him and there's not a lot of defenders there, threat, goal scorer. He can bag you goals like he did last season. And he was given credit, like you said, you give him credit for what he did last season. Whenever there's defensive blocks in front of him, brother, and I say this all the time, I could close my eyes, look away, and I know that nothing's going to happen from this. He's not going to be creating any threatening situations from this.
Wrong,
and I find that an issue for a winger of a team that has ambitions to win big stuff. And Martinelli, I've been hearing this from Arsenal fans for a long time about him. And the discourse with him is funny because at the beginning, when he was promoted to the team under Emery, it was like some people weren't really fans of him, but they could see they wanted him to play number 9 maybe after Alba goes or Lacazette goes, yeah. And then when Arteta came in and he had a really good season, a lot of good thoughts about him. Yeah, Martinelli's doing really, really well. It's starting to creep back into when it was early when he came into the team where people are starting to doubt what he has. I just don't think the player has changed that much. I think he's the same kind of player that he was when he first came into the team.
I kind of agree with you in a sense, but also for me, you can tell Arteta's tactically tweaked his game to where, like I said earlier, where he made him a touchline winger, which
with no Xhaka,
and we know he's not.
Xhaka's a big loss.
He's a huge
we
loss.
know
in terms of Martinelli, not the system, but in terms of how Martinelli
has to adjust to Havertz.
They're coming from. So now Havertz is, I wouldn't say not intelligent enough, but he doesn't see when he has to drift on the left to give Martinelli that space. Because there's times you even see with Xhaka last year where Xhaka will automatically make that run from the outside. That's what do you call it? Chelsea at home, where Xhaka had 2 assists because he's playing off the left. Martinelli was coming in the middle, whatever the case may be. But with Martinelli, his bag is half space, where he doesn't, where it's more reaction than what he needs to do.
Yeah, he's not a very intelligent
and that's what for me. That's when he's at his best.
At some point, he's got to start helping Saka, right? Because you say call out Saka. Saka is still the goal threat on Arsenal.
Yes.
So at some point, right, when Salah goes through a bad run of form, he has players that he can kind of lean on in terms of, especially like back in the day when he had Mane, Firmino,
exactly.
Wijnaldum could pop in with a goal. You look at most teams, City, if someone goes on a goal drought, you have guys that can help you. At this moment, if I'm Arsenal and Saka's having a bad game, which it's normal, Saka's 20 years old, he's allowed to have bad games.
Yeah.
Who are the players around him? Last season you had Odegaard, last season you had Martinelli, but who's that guy that if Saka's having a bad game, you can rely on them coming up with a goal contribution?
I wish we could say it's our striker.
But it's not.
But it's not. Unfortunately, it's not. Where, like you said, where we need goals, because the one thing Arteta's done is he's fixed our backline with adding Declan Rice.
Yeah.
That triangle of him, Saliba, Gabriel.
Wow.
Bermuda
monsters,
Triangle.
bro. They're monsters, bro. So that side of football, we've fixed it. I think we're second least conceded team.
You're the best defensive team in the league.
But they're coming from where. But the one thing that everyone said, neutral fans even, like not you guys, everyone said is, you guys don't have that pop that you used to. You didn't have that joyous, like, I enjoy watching Arsenal. I'm a fan of watching them.
Exactly, and I've been someone who's very vocal in saying this is not the same as last season, but you have, like, the same breath, the Xhaka change for Havertz, even if Havertz makes those kind of runs that Xhaka did, it's not on the same timing or intensity that Xhaka had. They didn't have the same relationship that Martinelli and Xhaka did have. But also, I feel like Arteta's changed it where he's trying to bring the best out of Havertz by bringing him closer to Jesus. Yeah. And he's having them in and around the last line. And if you've made that change for the team, he's going to turn around and say to you, I'm top at Christmas. But it's not 50 points at 19 games, but I'm top of the league at Christmas.
And I think,
I'm making the most out of the new
2020, right? Because we would have probably assumed Arsenal would win the league last year too. But based on what we saw last year and based on what we see this year, they look better equipped to win it this year.
More equipped.
People have always asked me that. People have asked me, do you prefer Arsenal last year or this year? I said this year because the one thing we're still doing is winning games, but we're not doing it in a fashion that we did last year, where it's
you just don't see it. You don't see a collapse. That's the thing, because you were winning games last season, but like that collapse could have been around the corner and ended up being around this team. I don't expect to just mentally or physically collapse the way it did last year.
Because last year we used to leak dumb, stupid goals. We've kind of tying that up this year a lot.
It's still individual mistakes.
Yeah, there's still individual. Zinchenko.
You can't get
what do you call it?
Well, what about 5v1 breaks in your own half?
Oh my!
What do you call that?
I'll be real.
Who started that?
Declan Rice's aura for
Who
that
lost that ball?
5v1 break.
You tell me.
Who was it?
You tell me.
Who was it?
You tell me. The idiots in
Odegaard
Odegaard was jumping it. Zini got in. He stayed on the floor, held his ankle like some idiot, thinking they're gonna pull it back.
I don't like the TV cameras though, man, because for a second I thought
You
there was
thought
no
it
one
was
back.
no one
I thought
back.
there was no one there.
And all you see is Declan.
Yo, but Rice's aura though. Shout out Rice's aura for stopping 5 players apparently.
Do you know if it wasn't for Rice, they would have
People are
scored that goal.
bozos, man, honestly. Look, the people are saying, "Oh, what if Rice wasn't there?" If Rice isn't there, then you have a 5v0, which that's a bigger concern about the team and the manager.
And I think Salah would have taken
But
himself.
bro, do people not understand? Like, people are saying, "Oh, you've never played football." I was like, "Have you ever played football?" There's always a man that stays back on a set piece. Like, if Declan Rice wasn't there, we should be criticizing him because that's his job, bro.
Like United versus Istanbul, but
Oh, but Demba Ball, we left Demba Ball free as a bird.
That's an issue of no one's back there.
Huge,
and to the
huge
point,
red flag.
Rice did everything he humanly could, right? Like, I'm not criticizing Rice but he didn't do anything like out of the ordinary
crazy,
either.
yeah.
Trent went through on goal.
They said he slowed him down.
had a great chance on goal. It was 1-on-1, and a bubble on the pitch is what? Did Rice's aura cause the bubble on the pitch? Is that what?
4-letter word, man.
What are we doing here, bro? Aura,
Endo.
bro.
But listen, before Liverpool ended up getting that equalizer, I wanted to quickly talk about it. What did you think of Odegaard shouting out the NBA? Odegaard shouting out the NBA. It's handball, man. You can say he's going basketball.
This is like,
It's
we have to
basketball
talk about
man.
this because the Arsenal fan narrative, and guys, we have to be honest here. You've been onto the PGMOL. You've been crying we're victims. We're babies of everything.
I don't know who you're
They don't want us to. Of course you don't. They don't want us to win the league. They're all against us. But now you got away with one at Odegaard. Oh man, it's fine. They've been against us for how long?
To be fair,
But it's a bit of victimization.
Are Liverpool
It's been
Liverpool not the OGs of that, right? Like and Liverpool have had some. It had to have had
They
some.
had crazy
Liverpool,
ones
I was
this
gonna say
season.
Liverpool had some crazy.
The Spurs one
But that's why I
especially.
always say, right? People go conspiracy or this is like anti-Arsenal or what. Like some people have come up with some crazy theories. I'm not saying everyone, but the VAR is just shit, guys. The referees in this country are just shit.
Officiating, that's not
One day it's you, the next day it's somebody else. Like this is the reality.
For me as well, regarding the Pogmore and whatever you want to call it, all that stuff.
Wait, hold on.
PGMOL.
Pogmore, no? And
PGMOL. That's what you said.
Pogmore, that's
Go on. I've never heard anyone say it like that. Go on.
I say like,
That's
I don't
cool.
know. You said, you
Yeah,
know
no,
what?
keep going.
Can I ask you,
Pogmore. Yeah, tell us about Pogmore.
what's the P stand for?
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, what's the P stand for?
Premier.
No, he's guessing.
No.
Yeah, we do.
What's the stand for?
Pogba.
Pogba, so what's the M stand for? Martial.
Professional.
No.
I think please start to professional.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Professional, great British.
Yeah, good one. There's no B in there. Yeah, go on, man. Crazy. I didn't see. PGMOL, you joker.
I'm thinking, great British. One word. Great British.
It's usually the attacking sides, obviously, that scream the most. And who tends to scream the most is Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City to an extent.
No one cries like you, man. You have to be honest, bro.
You
No
have
one
to, though.
cries
You
like
ha-
you.
but you have
No,
to.
but no, you say you have to.
Remember,
I don't mind
Twitter is
trying
just
to
an echo
hold
chamber,
the
by the way.
referees to
It's
account. Hold them to account like everyone should. Absolutely. We should all hold them to account. You guys act like they were made in one of their writings in their first ever writing of the PGML. Make sure Arsenal doesn't win the league. Bro, they don't care that much about you.
They do.
They hate everyone.
You know
bro.
why?
I guarantee
You know
they
why?
don't.
The reason that our beating streak ended
Oh, come on.
was
man.
because Manchester United
We
cheated.
should have
to end our
killed it
beating
earlier.
streak.
We should have killed it earlier with
Van Nistelrooy.
Van
That's
Nistelrooy
our
hitting the
fault.
post. I'm just saying.
I swear there were issues in that whole run-in actually too with
Bro,
Arsenal as
facts,
well.
bro.
Too. I
It's
did like you guys
brutal.
were clean.
Don't
the
let
whole
us look
time.
into that further.
Yeah, there was a game.
If we look into that further, it'll
Was
get
it
long
against
for you,
Bolton or
boys.
something like that? You guys got like a penalty you shouldn't have. Or Pires dived against what was it, Bolton or something?
That's what I'm saying,
you
bro.
charge
He just
that
acts
to
as an
charge.
enabler,
You charge that.
He's gonna act
Okay,
as
can
an
I?
enabler,
Okay,
basically.
hold on, let me write.
No, Abs. You're right. You're right in a way. You're right in terms of there are Arsenal fans that are moist. Like onto Pogmore, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, Pogba, yeah.
All that stuff for no reason, like even the minuscule stuff. But there's some stuff where I'm looking at, I'm like, we didn't get that call because we're Arsenal. There's some,
Come on.
and it's
Do me a favor.
brother,
Do me a favor.
no, I'm saying this.
Do me a favor. He's a baby.
I'm saying this. If it happened to Man United, there's some calls that you won't get because you're Manchester United. There's some calls like
because the
Liverpool,
refs is here,
Chelsea,
bro.
whatever.
But
And
this
it
is,
happens.
hold on,
because you're a
Stars.
top side.
I was talking earlier about, I'm not saying everybody, but maybe I need to talk to you.
No, fine. relax, maybe you're the problem, bro.
VAR is just awful, bro. It's
They are. You're right. No,
So that doesn't mean they make calls based on you. Like do you know who has a leg to say this? If it was a small team that keeps getting injustice done by a big team,
Wolves.
I will have
Wolves this
more.
season, yeah.
Wolves have a conspiracy against
us.
I would say fair enough.
Faisal works at PGMOL. He doesn't want to see Gary on your word.
They don't want to see.
But yo,
it,
Manchester City against Grealish. Manchester City against Spurs or Grealish. Yeah. That's one.
Yeah.
Liverpool against Spurs. That's two.
Yeah.
Arsenal, like what, 3 or 4 times this
Everyone's gonna get it, bro.
United against Spurs had the most blatant handball. Like they should have gotten the most blatant
The
penalty
Romero
ever. They
one.
didn't get it, bro. So that's just football.
And
That's just
Odegaard
VAR.
literally handled the ball, bro.
One more thing regarding the VAR and all that stuff. Yeah, did you guys see the Van Dijk?
Oh,
Yeah,
is it drinking?
Yeah, I see that.
Oh, by the way,
Is the ref seen that? He's carding him.
Diego Dalot got a red card for 2 yellow cards in like 2
For
seconds.
what? Less than that.
No, but I'm
the-
saying
the
that's why
game
you got
is gone.
The game's gone, bro. It's good, but this is what I'm saying. You can't say it's because we're Arsenal.
Yeah,
Listen, we
Dalot's
can talk about
worse.
referees all the time, but
Facts.
let's give some credit to
I-
Liverpool.
I was
Because
gonna say-
they peppered us in that
I was
second
gonna
half.
say on the
big
topic of Van Dijk, right? First of all, this game was about center backs because all 4 of them for me were exemplary.
Magalhaes.
First of all, Gabriel, good goal, but I always feel like, anyways, he's always the more underspoken of the two in terms of him and
100%.
Saliba, because Saliba is so great. We sometimes think, oh, he's just Saliba's partner. Gabriel has had a great season. I thought he was really good last season too. Saliba, we know how good this guy is, man.
Yeah.
First game at Anfield ever. You would think
Royce,
it's like
Royce
his
of a
10th triple.
defender.
Yeah, Royce of a defender.
Quality.
Royce.
But no, the one that impressed me the most was Van Dijk's.
Ibrahima.
Yeah, Ibrahima Konate.
Oh,
He
Honestly.
was huge.
Monster.
Yeah, he's
I've got
monstrous
some
defender, man.
I mean, I've got some stats.
Well,
He could have been man of the match.
He should have been.
Easily.
Yeah, he was
For
really
me,
good.
he should have been.
No,
Because he
genuinely.
locked off the whole right hand side. He
had-
told
yeah.
Trent, you playing that
He had
middle.
Didn't you want to go do that?
Yeah,
man?
yeah.
I've got this side
whole
on
flank
smash.
is me.
They can
It's
bring
me.
on trust line. It don't matter what happens.
He had 100% aerial duels won. He had 9 times possession won, 7 duels won, 5 tackles, 0
He's a
times
man.
dribble
He's a
pass.
man mountain, man.
that's-
And
that's man of the match.
The
That's
thing
man
is,
of
the
the
thing
match.
with him as well too is like
40
his
million, man.
fitness is always the issue with him, right? If you can keep Ibrahima Konate fit, you're looking at one of the best center backs, not just in the Premier League, in world football, man. Because you look at the physical capacity that the guy has, bro. Again, he is a mountain. And he's decent on the ball too. Huh? Let's not act like he's like some dud on the ball.
Yeah.
He's not. I don't know.
Not Varane. He's not Varane.
I think you
I was
could
gonna say he's not like some.
He's not
maestro,
Varane. Let's
but-
just say it.
I
He's
think
not
you called him a truck.
They don't want to
call him
say
truck.
it. They don't want to
He could
say
be
it.
a
but-
truck, bro. He could be a truck.
It's the stars. What did he
guy
go
and
to?
Varane.
What did he go
If
to?
Konate has the career if Konate has half the career Varane has, man, he's a very, very lucky
No, he's
guy.
out
man.
accolades for sure. But obviously, the football. Obviously,
Yeah,
we're talking about the football.
apparently, ship players
Is
get
he a
accolades,
footballer?
bro.
Chill out.
You're crazy.
But I'm just saying.
You're
That's
crazy. Oh my
that's a
days.
name you could have said.
But anyway, I was going to say he's not in terms of like a maestro on the ball. I was gonna my
He's
whole
not
point. He's not
crazy,
like
crazy.
PK on the ball, but
Yeah.
he's still very, very, very good. He's a good ball playing center back.
Yeah, I
with
agree.
He
outstanding
gets
physical
by.
capacity.
He gets by.
You want to give some
Yeah.
credit
He's
to your
alright.
boy, Endo?
Oh yeah,
You tweet.
Wataru Endo. Yeah,
Could you make the argument he's been Liverpool's best midfield signing? Could you make that argument? I think you could.
I
Because
know.
Soboslai is as of late, McAllister for
Been
me has
playing
been
out of position.
Yeah, but that also kind of comes into the fact that has his performances been as good as Endo.
This is new. This signing, right? You're talking about.
Yeah,
Endo.
this
This elite window.
Yeah, no, yeah.
he's been the one I've probably been maybe most impressed with because I had less expectation than the others.
Yeah,
but
he does. He
if
does. Really well.
I'm
He's done his job
if I'm a
well.
Liverpool fan, I would want to see the next few games him continue to start because I think he's earned that starting
As a
position there.
stopgap signing for him to come in there, he's done a decent job.
I would rather have, I don't know if this is a hot take, I'd rather have Endo starting defensive midfield over McAllister. I would play McAllister in
not
his more
a fair-
natural
that's
position
not
higher
fair.
up the
That's what
pitch.
I'm saying, no.
But I think
I would-
Soboslai has been one really the last few
I'll
weeks.
drop Soboslai
I wouldn't drop him, but I think
because he's more of a Jordan Henderson now.
Yeah, he is. He's
Bro,
playing right back.
genuinely, how much
Bro,
they're making him work, bro.
Bro, it's crazy, bro.
I've
I
not
think the thing with
seen-
him, bro, but I think he's starting to get tired out, to be honest with you, because I feel like he's doing like 3 different roles in there, man.
Yep.
And that's not really, that was not, in my
So, yeah,
opinion, that
Klopp
wasn't
does
really,
the
because bro,
midfielders, yeah.
there was a point in the season, I don't know if it's still now, but he had like the most distance covered in the entire league, most tackles won for Liverpool, most individual duels, like he was top in every, but that's not really like how you get the best of Soboslai, in my opinion.
No, when his best attributes are in front of goal,
Yeah.
close to the goal. Not,
Yeah, but I think
not
I think
facing his
that fatigue is
keeper.
actually impacting his game right now, to be honest.
Didn't someone say on the pod at one point that can Klopp and develop midfielders?
That was a question that was asked.
Yeah, I
Did he
remember.
develop
question I was
Royce
asked.
there? Are we going to give him credit for that? Gotza, Kagawa,
I think-
Nori Sahin?
Fair enough. Well, there's your answer.
There's your answer.
Who asked the question?
The next one.
I think it's just the way this Liverpool team has been, like the way he's designed
But
it.
since
is
he's been
that
at
the
Liverpool,
the
yeah.
forwards and the fullbacks. When you have
It's
Trent
a
and
new
Robertson,
system, yeah.
that's where your creativity is coming from.
they're generally like us.
Gundogan, I even forgot. Wow,
Oh, yeah.
5 top midfielders.
Liverpool
right
just
there.
remind me of Arsenal in terms of this season that they've only got Salah because Nunes is not firing, Gakpo's not firing.
Oh yeah, chill out about Nunes, man.
Luis Diaz. Does anyone want to start the conversation?
Yes, I do want to start the conversation because I'm sat next to my brother Lias, who loves Luis Diaz, doesn't he? And me and Faisal were sat here a couple of weeks ago talking about how this guy loves to go in his pod, pick a player, and say, "This is the one I want to be doing." He's so direct. He's so direct. No, you have. Oh my God, he's such a direct player. He's a Manchester United winger. Thank God he's not. He's not like we don't have much.
Thank God, Anthony and Garnacho.
I had an issue with this at the beginning of the season.
Last year, bro.
No, hold on. As someone who's been observing Luis Diaz, I think that injury.
Luis Diaz.
Is that how you pronounce it? I was gonna say I think that injury that he suffered last year, I think killed a lot of his explosiveness. To be honest with you, the one that he suffered against Partey, I think he was out for like next few months. And since he's come back from that, he's had his odd performance against Brazil. Actually, for Colombia, he had a really good performance. But I just feel like I don't know. I feel like the explosiveness in his game is kind of gone. To be honest, because bro, Luis Diaz, I don't think it's that, bro. In terms of like he is not incapable. At the moment, he looks incapable.
He looks like
Martinelli, man.
No.
He looks like Martinelli,
look like Martinelli right now because Martinelli at least is still really fast. He has explosiveness.
He doesn't really have
a bag.
I hear that though.
Diaz has a bag, but
he does.
He's not able to create separation with his fullback right now. Most of the time, he's getting the ball on the left and kind of just like cutting in, and passing it to somebody. So I think the injury might have taken a toll on him. And to be honest with you, like he's already 28 years old, I think. So which is not old,
maybe.
but it's not like a 23-year-old having that kind of injury.
And now that Salah's going AFCON, there's even more pressure on him now.
Eli forgot about that.
I think all those Liverpool forwards have pressure on them, right? Because I've
got to step up.
I've kind of been looking at them this season. We keep hearing about Liverpool have the best attack. Do they have the best attack or do they have Salah? Right? Which one is it? I think it's the latter.
I think they've been in depth. They've been in terms of depth.
Yeah, but the depth is not really delivering to the standard that when you look at a Darwin Nunez, how much they spent on him, Diaz, Jota's been injured, to be fair, Gakpo. They aren't hitting like 15 goals each, right? Like it's each of them are like 2, 3, 4. Like Nunez is 5, and then it's Salah really with most of the offensive burden. So absolutely, when he goes out, and he's probably not going to be out for 4 games. Let's be honest. Egypt are not doing crazy things in AFCON anyways. But
Algeria, check them out in AFCON.
That's the Egypt agenda. That's Egypt agenda for sure.
But, you got me. But no, they have to, bro. Because if he's out for a few weeks, who's scoring goals for them?
Do you know what? Do you reckon that the depth might have been too much in terms of the fact that they couldn't find the right combination that works for them and players that complement each other? I think they were all a bit too samey in terms of that all of them need to be that guy that does get the 15 goals, and none of them have shown that they can do that or have been doing that.
I don't agree, bro. Nunez is literally missing one-on-one chances.
That's Darwin, though.
No, okay, but
it's not like he's been clinical and then he showed us he's not clinical.
Calm down, man.
So, bro, I'm sorry.
Don't do Darwin on Nunez.
Listen,
what was it 15 games without a goal? Darwin Nunez.
I don't know if it's 15. I heard it's like 12 or 13.
That's like Højlund, though.
Yeah. Wrong striker.
Wrong striker, bro.
But I do know. I saw it yesterday on Sky Sports. Lose that 1 goal in 14 games.
Yeah, so they need to find a solution. But I want to quickly just talk about Trent because
I want to give the whole team their flowers.
Go on.
You land with Trent.
Yeah, but for me with Trent playing in midfield and just being given that license to listen, he might. I see sometimes people complain about his. He's so eager to pass forward all the time, and he wants to create things all the time.
I love that.
That's what I'm just about to say. That's exactly what I love about him, bro.
I wish more players on my team
who are just so positive in terms of what he's trying to do. And when you have the quality that this kid possesses, bro, it's unreal. He can
100%.
He can pop it over a defender's head like that. That pass to Salah still is crazy.
Who's complaining about his passes forward?
But I've seen it on
Twitter. If they are, then
still.
they shouldn't even want him to do that pass to Salah because risk reward, right?
Yeah.
100%. You don't gain anything if you don't try.
You don't put Trent in midfield to ask him to pass sideways. That's not what you put him in there to try and control the tempo of a game. You put him in there for the quality that he has to destroy defenses from so deep on the pitch. And that pass over Zinchenko's head just lands perfectly. It's just delicious.
Listen, Liverpool back-to-back draws at Anfield, and both games they should
haven't
probably
won.
won.
They haven't beat a top 6 side yet, right?
Yeah, traditional top 6 side. If you want to count Newcastle, so Newcastle they did technically beat, but traditional top 6 sides they haven't beat.
That for me isn't like something I really look at. But I don't know. The balance for me with Liverpool this season has always seemed a little off, to be honest with you. And we'll see how they fix it. Because I mean, look, even with me saying that, they're still doing so well in the league. But I don't know. I just watched Liverpool. Something seems off for me. Especially defensively, it wasn't as much an issue this game. But I've been saying it all season.
I think even they've been decent this year.
Nah, defensively in terms of goals conceded, they've been very good. because they also have the ultimate insurance policy in Alisson. They have Van Dijk. Like,
Great insurance policy.
It's the ultimate insurance policy, bro.
policy.
Because Liverpool get broken through a lot of times, and they literally just happen to have the best goalkeeper in the world by a country mile there. But yeah, that's an issue. That's the one issue I keep looking at in their games. But I say that, look where they are in the league. They have, in my opinion, maybe bar City, 4 or 5 players that are potentially best in the world. Those players will always dig you out of these kinds of performances. Trent, Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson. Yeah, those 4 of them. Crazy.
Yeah. And just to echo that as well, I've had questions about them. I remember when I said they seem unsustainable. Liverpool fans killing me for that. All of these questions that I've had of them, I look at the table again, and they're there or thereabouts.
But here's the thing.
And that's what they do.
Here's the thing. If they had average players, it would be unsustainable.
Yeah,
when you have
exactly
elite level
the difference
players,
makers.
they bridge the gap between wins and losses, to be honest with you, bro.
Did you have any more of an insight into who you think your league winners will be after judging that game? Or do you think it's
I still think it's going to be Arsenal.
I
stick with City. I stick with City.
I will say this.
Not even PTSD.
For me, I just can't count them out. I never will count. I'm tired of counting them out.
I'm waiting
Killed me
for
too much,
that
Pep.
demon to come back fit.
Mr. Longhair.
And it's game over because City always do this. They reel you in. They say
But someone has to break the mold eventually, huh?
January hits, they go on a 13-game win streak. You get to April and you're just like, oh, the 2
They've
points.
done it again, haven't they?
Pep will But now, with Liverpool, I feel like Klopp got it right in the sense of midfield-wise, with starting Curtis Jones, what he did against West Ham midweek, starting him to
He didn't make a great sub though. Gravenberch was.
I know. It was Hall of Shame. That was a Hall of Shame performance. I looked at it and said,
I haven't been too moved by Gravenberch this year, to be honest with you.
he's had moments, but he's not been great. But then that's all majority of Liverpool players.
Looks leng when he comes on though.
You think the majority of Liverpool players haven't been great?
I don't think they've been.
I think Endo's been really good. I think Salah's been obviously really good.
I
Trent,
think
Van
Endo's been
Dijk,
in patches,
Konate.
man.
Gomez was really good. In my opinion, Gomez is
First couple minutes he's shaky, but then he grew into
He resurrected Gomez.
Gomez is starting to pop up in forward positions. This guy's dying for his first Premier League goal, man. On my
He's
leg.
there, Tomiyasu, isn't
Well,
it?
he's almost 200 appearances. He's not go yet. He's looking for it now.
Oh, it's that little cut-in when he's...
Hey,
I
that was
thought he got
jinky.
his
That was
first one
that
there.
shocked
But
me.
yeah, I was impressed with him.
You ain't never
For
ever.
me, it's the midfield balance and it's the forwards that kind of holding their weight. I think that's the thing with Liverpool.
It's true.
We just got to wait until January hits, man. See what they do.
Yeah, we've got some analysis from 2 Liverpool fans. Who do you guys want to hear from first? Alex Tech or Femi?
Femi, for sure.
Femi said, what a game. These heavyweight battles really show the world why this league is clear. We reacted well, even though this early goal prompted Arsenal to sit in a bit deeper. The plan to catch us on the counter was clear. Saka was direct, which provided some early success in the first half. His counterpart on our side, Salah, was also having a lot of success against Zinchenko. Zinchenko was awful today. Dodgy, the defending from him meant Salah's cut back inside was done with ease and he finished off beautifully. And then Alex Tech said we should have won this. I know Sharky said this feels like a loss for him, and it does for us too. So maybe that makes a draw a fair result. Yeah. That Trent miss will go down as the best chance. I really should put a stop for Christmas. Interesting to see what happens in the next 2 fixtures coming up soon. 1 and 2 currently on the table and deserving of their places. We can't forget that this is year 1 of a brand new Liverpool with some injuries to important places.
That's facts.
Let me say that. This is the point. I actually completely forgot about it.
Yes.
As much as everything I'm saying, I stand by it. We have to remember as well that Liverpool are ahead of schedule. Right, I don't think anyone expected them to be challenging for the league.
Why can't it be my club, man?
What do you mean? It can't be.
You were ahead of schedule last year.
Nah, wrong club, man.
No, but Liverpool are ahead of schedule, man. The transfers they made, we all said they didn't have a DM. The forwards, I don't think anyone was super sure about them. Van Dijk, we were thinking, is he maybe washed? No one expected Liverpool to have this good of a season. So they're ahead of schedule because they're going to continue adding to this team. They're going to continue making it younger and younger.
Absolutely.
So if I'm a Liverpool fan, I have nothing to do
this
with
season was just meant to get them back in the Champions League for them.
Yeah, facts. Obviously, they want to win the league, especially because Van Dijk and Salah's window may be closing year after year after year, but it's not the expectancy, in my opinion.
No, but I do 100% want to give them credit because I feel like it will be unfair for the Liverpool watchers to see us 2 Man United fans, 2 Arsenal fans.
No, shout out Liverpool. They
literally
2 Man United fans, 2 Arsenal fans.
He tried to bait me out, so I don't want to.
No, you're good, man.
So, but regarding, like I said, the second half, the first 25, 30 minutes, we couldn't breathe.
No,
bro. We had to open windows, didn't it? We couldn't breathe, bro.
I had to go outside for a breath of fresh air.
I understand, bro.
Just two more things about Arsenal quickly. Odegaard's picked up a deeper role. Like I was speaking about earlier, about Havertz being closer to Jesus. Odegaard was playing in a deeper role and has been working successfully over the last couple of weeks. But at Anfield, especially in that first phase, there was a couple of times he caught life and he was being rushed and pressed because obviously on Liverpool press it's a different type of press.
He was decent actually though this weekend.
I
thought Odegaard was decent.
He was. But I'm just saying him playing.
I like him better when he's literally camped on. I like him better like this than when he's just camped on the top of the box, just like shooting on sight, bro.
Nah, for
and
sure,
remember, no one ever presses
Poacher
like
guard,
Liverpool
man.
do, man. Like, so I think him taking up that deeper role actually works for his game a little bit better.
Nah, for sure. And he has been really, really effective for them now. And the other thing was, I felt like Saka was very naive not to go down on that chance that he had when he was thrown goal.
Yeah, Joe Gomez,
he goes down there, potential
It's a
red
question.
card, and the whole game
Right, it's a
changes.
question.
But it is what it is. That's football.
I gotta give credit to their fans.
You want to give credit to everybody? Huh?
No, Liverpool, because
John Henry, manager,
Syndicast,
Linders.
he's Collingwood gone.
Yeah,
so
man, poor guy, man.
whenever one of our players had the ball, you can just tell the fans were just up for it.
Other than Fu
They'll just change-
Izzy.
mind game started before the game.
Fu Izzy was
What was he doing?
pearly gates. He was at the pearly gates. The
Who
food
has
that
to
he had.
stop going to the game, bro?
Oh, my nose was started bleeding.
Who has to stop going to Anfield, bro?
Bro, oh my days.
But Klopp started the mind games before. He said, "Yo, I
trying
need
to
you
be
to
like Pep.
raise the level at Anfield."
Hey,
man."
they were loud.
They were loud.
They answered.
But you know, the one thing I didn't like about the one thing I
Who's
didn't like.
credit? Who's credit now?
No credit. This is more of a. I need to have a word with Arteta.
Yes.
He's listening right now. Yeah.
You've done a video with him, so
Yeah,
yeah,
Mikel, I didn't like your game plan. 25, no, like from like the 40th minute to about the 75th. I didn't like the game plan in terms of we try go stroke for stroke with them, counter attacking in behind.
machine
For machine. We tried to. We're not that team. We can be, but Liverpool at Anfield. You got
different
do
animal.
what we do.
naivety.
Dominate, control the game, keep the ball. We didn't do that. As soon as Liverpool went for one counter,
But
we said,
also-
let's match this.
I
don't
hear
like
that. Not to drag this
I
section
don't like
on for
that.
too long, but you have to respect Liverpool at Anfield. Trust me, I know that. After saying Anfield Hive last year, right? The game is played in like almost like 15-minute intervals. Like it's very difficult
right.
to really sustain an entire 90-minute performance against them. Even City, I think the stat was what? Pep has won at Anfield one single time because it's so hard to play your game throughout because like the crowd, it just like breaks it up almost.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
you're
think
right.
I wouldn't be too harsh on Arsenal. To be honest.
You're right in terms of that, but for me, it's more of the discipline of the players. You can't do it for 90 minutes, and I know that. There's going to be spells, about 10, 15 minutes where you give
Especially
it
at
to them. Like I said, like the first half, we gave them the ball, but they weren't doing much of it. And when we got the ball, we're just passing it out, just seeing what we can open up. Like you said, the second half, it was genuinely a reason why they say Arsenal versus Liverpool is always the highest fixture in terms of goals.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised the most
Yeah,
goals.
they said that
it was a
most
1-1
goals-
draw, but
yeah.
it felt like a 5-5 draw.
And every single time we played them, it's always 3s and 2s and 3s and 4s or whatever. So I felt like maybe that last 15 minutes, I felt like we got back into the game. I feel like we've had chances where we could have done something, but
Proper Premier game.
Yeah, but
Proper Premier game.
let's move on to another proper Premier League game. We're at the London Stadium. West Ham 2-0 win against Manchester United.
Didn't wanna
Star
wait for it.
players devastated right now because obviously he's a big fan of this team as well, Manchester United.
bro, there's only 3 real Man United fans in SDS. There's us 3 here, bro.
it's true,
facts,
true.
Literally, bro. Oh my days, bro.
Only 3 of them.
Because we are the logical Man United fans. Like Liban went into this game, putting in the group chat.
Right, the storm.
Not even right the storm. He said we can nick something in this game. I remember seeing that in the chat. So I was like, you
1
might have
hour
lost it.
before kickoff, when you saw the team sheet go read out and then you see Camboala starting centre back, what was your initial response? You're like, oh, he's throwing him in the deep end.
He was on the bench.
say culture Campbell.
I didn't even see that.
Camboala.
I saw Levan say that. That's brilliant, bro.
He was on the bench for the previous game as well. Listen, happy for the guy. What was that? Varane injured again?
He's ill.
Or is he ill this time? All right.
Oh, ill.
You're foul, bro. Honestly, you're
I
foul.
told you, he's Thomas Partey, man.
question.
He drops a masterclass and he goes missing for 2 months.
Thomas Partey, respect Partey.
Respect Partey.
But Camboala,
Say no more.
Camboala, listen. I was happy for the kid. He's got his day. I don't want any kid to really be put into this one. You know, obviously if you're not coming, I know. I don't really want any youth to be put into this team because it feels like it's just baptism of fire. But
What could we say about this game for Manchester United? Obviously, I don't want you guys to keep rehashing, repeating the same old points. You know, obviously there was news that came out today. What was it with Jim Ratcliffe?
yeah, I think that's something we could talk about. We could talk about that.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
We're gonna talk
Bit-
about that.
yeah, let's start with that. Actually, let's talk about
on the game, bro. I have nothing to say.
Julian, we'll start with this news and then we'll talk about the game.
So just to announce, Manchester United announced today that it's entered into an agreement under which chairman of INEOS, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, will acquire 25% of Manchester United's Class B shares and up to 25% of Man United's Class A shares.
It's not bad.
It's good that he does.
He's basically in control of all footballing, everything football, men's, women's, and academy. And I think they've also pledged to spend. I said donate like he's not the owner now. Spend £300 million to basically renovate Old Trafford or to fix Old Trafford.
We needed that.
With Liban saying we need a spark, Man United need a spark. Do you think this is the spark that you guys need?
Liban is a little confused, to be honest. Let me tell you this right now. He's a little confused.
Land.
Yeah, because
I'll let you land.
Liban keeps talking about ride the storm. He repeated that same phrase when this announcement kind of been announced. Liban is going to be very shocked when one of the first things that Radcliffe does is fire Erik ten Hag. I have no doubt about it that it's going to happen. First of all, whenever an owner comes to a new business or company, one of the first things he does is he wants to bring his own people in. That's why you've seen Murto been fired, Richard Arnold will be fired. Erik ten Hag will be the third person. First of all, because it's not his guy.
Left, by the way.
I think they said he will leave in the next 4 weeks or whatever. Okay. Not only because he's not his guy, but also when you look at Man United from the outside looking in, what is there to look at this manager and the job that he's doing this season to suggest that, this is the guy I want to continue giving more and more money towards? There's absolutely nothing. So for Liban to say ride the storm, I think the biggest storm that we're going to get is Erik ten Hag will be fired from him. Because you look at what Erik ten Hag has done to this team this season, bro. Right? Like, I saw Liban, what was he saying to me? How can you switch up from over a year? Like, in a year, you switch from you like Erik ten Hag to you don't. Bro, his entire tenure has switched up. Last season, I gave him mad credit, but this year, Man United have won as many games as they've lost in all competitions. Man United have exited the Champions League group stage in the weakest Champions League group that any so-called big team got. Galatasaray and Copenhagen. They finished with, 4 points, 1 win? What else do we got? Out of the League Cup. -5 goal difference. Our attack can't score goals. Our defense can't keep goals out. Our midfield can't control games. His signings stink. He's fell out with almost every single big ego at this club. He can't really control them. If I'm an owner coming into a club, is this a guy that I'm looking at and saying, let me give him more money. Let me give him more time? I don't think so, bro. I think the only reasonable outcome that I can see from this whole Jim Ratcliffe appointment or this takeover is the manager changing. And I don't think that any United fan would really be shocked if it were to happen. Would you be shocked if Erik ten Hag were to be fired?
One more thing to add. Luton has the same number of goals as Manchester United in the Premier League.
That is
so you can go for it.
But that is actually mad. Just to be clear, is that you saying you would want Ten Hag out today?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would. I've seen enough.
Are you Ten Hag out as a Man United fan?
I've been Ten Hag out for about a year. Abs has known. I just felt like the one thing that Liban says, fuck your identity. That's what he says.
He says results are everything.
Because the one thing about Liban, he says this is a result-based, Man United is a result-based team.
Yeah.
Business, whatever you want to call it. What about the results now? Does that come to question, or is it ride the storm? I don't think he knows what storm he's going into. Sometimes I look at him and I'm like, he's just riding. No pause.
That is a
no
mad
pause.
thing.
He's just riding.
He's just riding is crazy.
He don't know what storm he's getting himself into.
know what he's riding.
Liban is stubborn. I've clocked with him because I actually remembered, right? Liban was trying to bring up all these old receipts of me. Oh, you look what you said about Ten Hag. What you said about Ten Hag. I found something that Liban said about Ten Hag, and it was last year. He was saying Erik ten Hag's a better manager than Mikel Arteta. I bet if you asked him that today, he'd probably say the same thing because Liban doesn't want to admit that he might have got something wrong. Guys, we're just 4 guys on a table. I'd like to think I know a bit of ball, but I'm not like an egomaniac here. Like I get things wrong. There's every chance that I got this wrong in terms of Ten Hag, and there's also every chance that the same board and ownership that we criticize for signings, that we criticize for the structure of the club, they could have also gotten the appointment of the manager wrong. Let's not put that past the Glazers or past Murtho. That's a very realistic possibility, right? But things happen. Not every Arsenal hired Emery. He wasn't the right guy for Arsenal. They hired Arteta. That doesn't mean that Emery's a good coach.
You think Liban's just sick of the cycle, though?
That's what I was going to say. That's the only thing.
Before we move on to that, I just think the issue with Liban, I agree with a lot of what Liban was tweeting the other day, but I just feel like Liban just struggles to rationalize that. There's not enough evidence that he can point to.
He just tells you about the roof.
One second. You cooked. 1 second, bro.
Yeah, he needs his TikTok as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is get your own TikTok, man.
This is gonna be tough. But if they are to get rid of Ten Hag now, I will back whoever they bring in. That's how I am as a fan. I want to look forward to watching my club, and I want things to to do well in the future for us. And I like this. Obviously, that's not what we wanted originally. We wanted Qatar to come and wipe all the debt and all this kind of stuff. But we have seen a change. And if they're being given full ownership of the footballing side of things, hopefully that means Manchester United can start looking like a more modern day football club. What I'm talking about with Liban failing to rationalise certain things is him just saying it's a results thing or ride the storm. It's not allowing for any explanation of why we look so different to last season. It doesn't provide an explanation for that. Even if like my explanation for it, I like when Lias just said all of that stuff, and I've seen other United fans say similar things, there's a lot of rationale and logic behind saying why you want Erik ten Hag sacked. I don't have an issue with that, especially coming into this season. My point of view of it is different. Last season, I look at it as he sacrificed his identity and all that stuff. He put philosophy to the side after the first two games and went into survival mode for that season. I feel like he's gone into this season and he said, I will, by hook or by crook, I will die by my sword going into this without the play. Like his style of football, and we said it, I think we were saying this a couple weeks ago as well. The threshold of how good you have to be, technically speaking, and how much of a good athlete you have to be. You have to be supreme level of footballer to play this crazy kamikaze football with 6 players in attack, and the goalkeeper has to be a crazy ball-playing goalkeeper. Your whole back line have to be technical monsters as well as being brilliant defenders. We don't have the squad to play his style of football.
But who does have who does have the squad to play that kind of football, bro?
It's such a high threshold.
That doesn't make any sense to me, bro. Because I look at Wolves, I look at teams lower down the league.
He should be playing.
Hold on. They look more organized than Man United, bro. Yeah. I look at teams lower down the league, and their attack create more chances than us. So unless Erik ten Hag is this wizard now all of a sudden, or he's like Pep's disciple or something, that his football, when it gets right, is so elite. Why is it now that his football has to have the best players? As a manager, we gave him credit and we praised him for being able to adapt.
Do something with the squad last season, yeah.
And by the way, so if his football is so high, this again goes back to his recruitment, which for me was the very first thing I ever criticized him about. If that's the case, how is Anthony one of your major signings? How is a kid for 70 million pounds, who we'll get into because I feel really bad for him at the moment, but how is he a marquee signing for you as well too? How is Mason Mount a marquee signing for you too when you're talking about uber technical midfielders? The signings don't kind of add up to what you're saying. This is what I think about United fans, right? And I'm never going to say Abs is wrong or Abs doesn't have the right to feel this way, but I feel like we went into this viewing Erik ten Hag a certain way, and we have actually just been bamboozled, bro. I don't think he's the manager we all thought he was. I think it's as simple as that.
For me, I look at it as it's not just no. It's fair. There's a lot of
false advertising.
There's a lot of United fans.
You know the worst thing is, he got out the bamboozle, whatever you want to call it. He got out the hex
quick.
He's looking at it going,
I know
he's trying to trick me. Leo's still like this.
No, but I don't.
Bro, I didn't want to drill, but he wanted to drill. He was like,
That's crazy. No, but for me, I'm saying that there's rationale behind everything. I'm not going to sit here and say there's no logic behind what Lias is saying. I'm just saying that from my perspective, he's a system kind of like you'd have to wait for him to finish his system before you see anything, and that's not good enough. We don't have the time for that.
Also, here's another thing too, right? That's a long-term vision.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. And
hold on, you look at the team right now, bro. You look at the team right now.
At least I saw something.
I have no sympathy for a manager that continues playing Scott McTominay in midfield for 90 minutes every single game.
Can you rationalize it?
Absolutely not.
You bought goal scorer. He has to keep his job. No, but listen, I don't want McTominay playing. I don't want McTominay playing.
The only reason he's our top scorer, the only reason he's our top scorer, it's a problem. It's a problem of our system. If Scott McTominay has more goals than Rashford, Højlund, Anthony, and Garnacho, and that goes back to the manager. McTominay is like almost like we're throwing him in because he's throwing us goals, but he's hurting the system that Ten Hag created. You bought Amrabat,
and listen, and also the fact that coming back to the recruitment thing, his first couple of signings being those attackers also don't make sense. So with Erik ten Hag, his first signings being, or he's one of the marquee signings being an Anthony or Højlund, just also doesn't make sense to me as well. The Onana and Leach thing I kind of hear. That makes sense if you're starting from building blocks, but that's where you should be starting if especially you're trying to change the culture of a team and change style of play. You start from the back and you build your team up that way. You sign a midfielder early doors. The counter argument is he goes for Frenkie de Jong and gets Casemiro. Yeah, I hear all of that, but you don't go and sign an Anthony when you need to fix the people who are getting the ball to someone who's in an attacking position first of all. Logic dictates.
Can I before you say anything else? Apparently, what do you call it? Your what's the David Ornstein's thing? The Athletic came out and spoke about Man United and saying like what the club's evaluation on certain players
they
were.
evaluated Anthony to be 25 million.
25 million, and you
60.
overpaid. Mason Mount 40 million. They pay like 60 odd.
That's this.
Yeah, but Man United is always going to get
It's always
fleeced.
been like that, like you said.
But they're always going to get fleeced because they know they've got a lot of money, so they might as well.
For me, it's like
And we have clowns making these deals.
you got clowns making that. You got businessmen making the decision.
Accountants making
whatever you call it, and they're obviously as a businessman, okay, cool, guys. This guy's project is evaluated at 25 million. Are you sure? Because he's probably looking at Eric Ten Hag going, are you sure you want us to fork up another 60 million to get your guy?
If I'm not wrong, didn't they go for Anthony earlier in the window and then they said, "Nah, hold off on that," and then end of the window?
I think
So that's not really Ten Hag's fault, man. It's not like
what?
It's not really Ten Hag's fault. If
He says Anthony the only winger on the planet that you have to go
he
for.
trusted him, he managed him.
Trusted what, bro? He was mid in the Eredivisie too. I swear he had like 11 goals, bro.
Less than that.
Even Bakayoko looks better than he does, right? The guy at PSV.
No, he's
He looks very good. I look at Madueke. So you don't even have to get out of the country to find better wing talent. I don't think Madueke is that great, but even Madueke looks better than Anthony. So this is why I don't hear this. Oh, he wanted the guy. He's not in control. If my boss tells me, okay, you want this, and they've come back to us and it costs £100 million, and it's going to affect the rest of the money that you can spend throughout the window and future terms. I'm telling him, nah, bro, I'll just go get someone else. Or, we'll just look for someone else.
My issue is going for Anthony in the first place before signing midfielders or centre-halves. I just think that if you're trying to play your football, you're going for a winger. Going for a winger. Like, I think
if it was Leao or something like this, we're talking about Anthony, bro.
Even if you think about it, you forked up 60 odd million based on evaluation on Anthony. So that's 60 million you could have saved. Another 20 on Mount. Another like 30 on Højlund. That means you would have had like 100 plus just on what you wanted, a midfielder, maybe two defenders, a midfielder.
That's the reality of Manchester United.
Looking at King Min Jae, 45 million release clause.
I don't think it's up to the Man United's businessmen. I think it's just more like they know Man United's got a lot of money. It's like Man City when they go for a player. And the player is probably valued like 10 million, like the transfer market value. It's true. But they're like, actually, it's you, Man City. Give me 30 million more.
Okay,
cool. What do Man City do? Man City walk away from deals if you start pricing it too much.
We do the same.
Don't do that, bro. We're going to be like, what, how much you say? Let me add another 10.
And you know,
it's just the way that we've been run as a club.
And shall I tell you the funniest thing regarding Man United as well? They're not in competition with anyone else. So they had a free run at Anthony, and them idiots said, you know what, F it, we're still paying 85. With Man City, Declan Rice, well, 95, we won 110. They said, you know what, we evaluate him at 95.
City do this all the time. They do this all the time.
Mudryk, we put up 90 million. Whatever. Chelsea said, we'll give you 100 million. Arteta and that man were like, no, he's not evaluated at 100
This
million.
is why for me, I look at, and this is why for me, the game is not even worth talking about. It's the same. This is the story of Man United this season. You could talk about the story of the game against West Ham six different times this season.
Chances.
For me, it's not even. It's the horrible defending. Midfield is non-existent. It's all the same nonsense. Hold on, before you do, I just want to say this is why I look at Myrtle, Arnold, and Ten Hag all in the same vicinity.
They just sound like
no. Put thing in there as well. Put Liban in there as well.
Yeah, Liban as well. I'd sack all four of them, bro. Honestly,
sack Liban for
SDS. Off you pop.
Liban's part of that four.
Back to teaching for you, boy.
Thanks.
But
listen, let's give a shout out to West Ham because let's be fair, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think we should give like a public apology.
Not even
to David Moyes. Come on, let's be fair. He's sixth in the table. We all said after the Conference League. Thank you for that Conference League win, West Ham.
This year, though, Haseeb. I mean, they could lose next game, and they lose.
But the first couple games, they were in the bottom half. Now they're top six.
The first couple games, they started really well.
They started really well. They beat Brighton away from home. I think they popped Brighton away from home, if I'm correct. But with it's like as Leah said, it's early. I respect what they're doing. I respect David Moyes and stuff, but there's going to be times where they might lose 2-3 when the second half of the season, when Europa League gets tough, better teams come in. Now you got to focus on that. How are you going to cope with no injury? How are you going to cope with injury?
They went on that bad run in October.
They got popped 5-0 like 2 weeks ago.
They lost 5-1 to Liverpool in midweek. West Ham fans were complaining about Moyes. I think the ultimatum with West Ham is, what kind of club do you guys want to be? Do you guys want to be a club that eventually strives to play beautiful football, or are you kind of happy with where you are? I mean, they won a cup for last season, for God's sake. So that's massively
European trophy. Yeah.
Absolutely, and David Moyes has had them around 5th or 6th, but I've always personally thought that team has a ceiling, and I felt they reached that ceiling. And when they sign better players, maybe you aspire to get a better manager. That's just the way I look at it.
100%.
But West Ham fans are perfectly in their own rights as well to say, yo, we're happy where we are right now. We can compete against the big teams, get the odd result. We compete in Europe. We have a trophy. If that's enough for you guys, then that's it. Keep David Moyes.
I think they're content.
It's actually a question that's been asked ever since they moved to the London Stadium as well, because it's such a huge move from coming from Upton Park, and it's like, what kind of club do you want to be? Is the question that's been West Ham fans' lips, and it's like, they've got such a big stadium. They've been able to have players, well, actually decent quality of players like Paqueta.
West Ham have
he's brilliant, bro.
A similar level, if not even better, top end players compared to Man United. And that's not, look, I'm not exaggerating here. This is not, bro, you guys are laughing.
It just kills me.
Paqueta, Bowen, and Kudus.
I'm not, this isn't like recency bias, nothing. You look at West Ham's best players and you compare them to United's best players. Kudus, Bowen, and Paqueta. You could say, okay, Rashford when he's on his day.
Yeah.
So we'll even
Bruno Fernandes.
No, for Bruno's midfield. We're looking at the front three.
Okay, forwards.
Those front three are better than any one of those other United front three when they're on their day. Garnacho at his best is not better than Kudus at his best. Højlund at his best, I don't know if he's better than Bowen currently is at his best. And Paqueta versus anyone you want to throw on United, Paqueta would be Man United's best player. Fact. He would.
Wow,
Bruno. Paqueta's a better player than Bruno. Paqueta's better than Bruno Fernandes.
What are you saying? You don't agree with that one?
He's nice to watch, bro.
I like this.
He's better than Bruno.
Proven in the Premier League.
Yeah, he's proven how many times in big games that he can't compete. Paqueta has more good games against big teams than Bruno does, and he's been here for a year and a half.
That's a crazy take.
It's a correct take. It's a factual take.
Well, yeah,
it's a factual take, bro.
I'll give credit to David Moyes.
We've got to see Paqueta at the top level. We haven't seen him at the top level yet. We'll see how he does in a big team.
We were what a bribery scandal away from seeing him at City, and I think we all know that he would have balled out at City, bro.
Yeah, a lot of players would ball out at City.
I don't know if Bruno balls out.
If you have the quality, you don't know if Bruno does well at City.
I'm not sure if he does.
I think he does.
Of course he does.
I'm not sure if he does.
Bring him to Arsenal, left side of 8. We'll see.
Is he quality at football?
Bring him to Arsenal, left side of 8. We'll see.
Is he good at football?
What? Is it what you're asking about Varane? Is he a footballer?
But it's Bruno.
Bruno's a footballer.
How much would you sell Bruno?
That makes me want to, huh?
How much would you sell Bruno? If you could sell Bruno in January, would you sell him in January?
Why?
I'm asking Lias.
Bro, don't get me started on Bruno and Rashford, bro. Honestly, like,
no, I don't care about Rashford. I don't care about Rashford.
I wouldn't be opposed to it, to be honest with you.
There you go.
They're not unsellable.
Forget Rashford. I don't care about Rashford.
I'm not saying they're unsellable. I'm saying
they're not the first two I would sell, but they're also not like no one, in my opinion, on Man United. Okay, actually there are a few that are safe, but those two are not safe for me.
Is Luke Shaw safe?
No.
Well, it's not safe.
Who is safe? Surely someone.
Mainu is safe. Kobe Mainu is someone that I want to look forward to. Højlund is safe for me. Garnacho is safe for me. Onana, I would still say is safe for me, even though he's been questionable. Get the hell out of here. Those are players those are players that I feel confident that I want to see in the next Man United team. Rashford, Bruno, Shaw, I've seen enough of you guys for 10 years now. Honestly, we know what they are, bro.
Shaw, get your ass out of here, boy.
Listen, I agree with that sentiment. Yeah, he said Onana, but I agree with that sentiment as long as they shouldn't be your best players, shouldn't be your go-to players. There should be better players around them. But if for example, the likes of Bruno was surrounded by better players, Bruno would thrive. I don't see why that's crazy.
Bring him to the Emirates. Why not bring him to
thrive? Why is that a guarantee that he would thrive?
Because is it quality football?
We keep talking about we want to see this possession-based football. We want to see this football that's more about the.
I didn't even specify football play style. I'm just saying if you play better players around.
You're the one talking about Ten Hag needs super high technical players and great athletes.
No, but better players are around Bruno. Bruno would look good.
Let's stick to Ten Hag at this moment because you're the one who.
But you want Ten Hag out.
No, but hold on. You're the one who likes Ten Hag and you like Bruno. For me, the two can't coexist, bro. How can you want to play that?
They showed that he could coexist when he played in a deeper role.
When we all said that United were playing pragmatic football that wasn't the way Ten Hag wanted to play. That's when we saw Bruno.
At times in possession, but at times in possession we saw Bruno in deeper areas of the football pitch and looked good.
We saw his creativity massively dwindle. That was not the best version of Bruno.
The best version of Bruno was under Ole.
Yeah, the best version of Bruno is when you let him do his own thing. That's why for me, when you say you would thrive
on the most mature version of Bruno, the most complete version of Bruno we saw was last season.
Yes.
Where he was playing in a deeper role and he had more responsibility of bringing the ball to the final. But as Lias mentions, then you take him further away from the goal, less impact on the game.
So how much do you think?
But that's a lot on Scott McTominay as well.
But going back to West Ham, how much do you think?
Be real.
Scott McTominay?
Yeah, because Scott McTominay he's now occupied the spots Bruno's usually in. And now Bruno...
Why is Ten Hag playing Bruno deeper than
he's the most... Because McTominay is the most incompetent midfielder you can have. If you tell him to play in a double pivot,
Nosebleed.
he's a false 9. He's not. If you tell him to play a 6, bro, he's playing a 10. He doesn't. He isn't intelligent enough to know. You know what? Let me
he's
sit.
very intelligent, McTominay. McTominay is very intelligent. He actively knows what he's doing, bro. McTominay doesn't just hide behind players.
Cynically intelligent.
He knows 100% what he's doing.
I was like,
McTominay's a genius, bro. He's smart. I think McTominay's an actor, to be honest with you, bro. He's fooled people into thinking that he's like the.
Did he bamboozle you as well?
You know,
never me.
You know, it reminds me of back in the days, a worse version of when Mourinho used to bring him Fellaini.
But Fellaini could trap a ball.
Fellaini is much better than McTominay.
Why do you think I said worse version? I said like
shit.
the last 15 minutes. I said, I beg you, try and get me a goal. It's 1-1.
I wouldn't mind if Ten Hag used him like that, but he used him from minute 1.
McTominay, I swear, has scored 1 goal in his last 9 Premier League games. It's not
crazy.
This whole myth that McTominay is now a goal threat. Like
Chelsea got 2, no?
Huh?
Chelsea got 2, no?
No, but he scored in 1 game. That's my whole point.
Oh, right.
Like he's not scoring every game now for Ten Hag to have to play this guy, man. Honestly, it's
Bro, but yeah, going back to West Ham, innit?
West Ham.
Just before you go back to West Ham, for me, that's why the biggest criticism I've had of him so far is the playing of McTominay. You've got Kobbie Mainoo there, and you've got Sofiane Amrabat there, and we haven't seen them. I'm not saying
I knew before you went in. I said he stinks. Well, I knew stuck.
I'm just saying, could it be worse than McTominay playing?
Well, I want to blame him.
Could it be worse than McTominay playing?
No, I think he's better than McTominay.
I'm trying to see something out of this.
Can I see
Something.
Can I see Hannibal?
Majibri.
No, he's not that great. He's not great. He's not ready for the first team either.
So he's not ready, but McTominay, Amrabat, they're all ready.
No, but I'm saying McTominay's not ready for the first team, but Amrabat is.
He's 26. How is he not ready for the first team?
Hannibal scored a banger against Brighton. Ten Hag came out and said, "This is the attitude that all the team needs to play." We didn't see Hannibal again for another 10 weeks. Bro.
He came off the bench against someone. I forgot.
You can't take a lot.
The
last time we saw him was with an afro. He came back with cornrows, bro.
No,
that guy, but West Ham, big credit to them, man.
Yeah, how much are West Ham going to miss Kudus?
Tough talking about United.
Oh, yes, Mohamed's gone, innit?
Mohamed's going, man.
And, you know, going back to, I know I hate going back to Man United, yeah? But how the hell did you have...
Go to Ajax.
And you had Kudus and you said, you know what?
I want Anthony.
I want Anthony. Well,
it's like you go to a Bugatti store and you come back with like a Honda Civic or something. Bro.
But yeah, go...
Edson Alvarez too. He could have won and got him.
Shoot. To go to the better Ajax place.
I saw on the sun.
Edson Alvarez, yeah. Better than anyone like
This is midfielder that you might have needed.
He'd be better than anyone.
Is it just apathy from you guys? You guys even care at this point?
For me,
I'm over it, bro. Honestly, I said it after match day 1. I knew where I was at from there, man.
For me, I still feel a huge amounts of pain talking about Man United on this podcast.
Same, I do as well. But you know the thing about Eric Ten Hag, yeah? I genuinely believe Eric Ten Hag is
the right man forward.
No. He's managing. He's managing United to lose on purpose.
Oh, it's a kamikaze.
Got Eric Ten Hag. I genuinely feel like because he knows shit is bad there. It's awful. He knows from the board to the players, and he's probably thinking to himself,
he lost the dressing room.
Why the F do I need this? I don't really need this. What I want is a payout. What I want is 3 years. I've still got my contract. If I get sacked, because he can't leave. If he leaves, he's not getting the bread. If he gets sacked, he goes.
But I don't think any manager.
Do you think Ten Hag still has the dressing room? Because I don't think so.
He lost the dressing room.
Do you think Ten Hag still has the dressing room?
A couple players, not all of them.
I just think the dressing room is shit. You lose them or you have them on side. They're just shit no matter what you play.
Yeah, but he's also proving to be shit right now, bro. That's the whole problem. It's not. What was the analogy I gave the other day? In a garden full of weeds, he's like a rose. He's also a weed. Ten Hag is also a weed right now, bro.
What do you think? Absolutely don't agree with that one?
I know deep down.
Redstone!
Like I say, I'm not here to sit here and act like I'm blind to what I'm seeing in front of my very eyes. But
in the land of the blind.
I just
he's also blind.
No, but I just think we have to see what this new ownership does. If they come out and they back Ten Hag, which is you can't act like it's not a possibility.
Just a quick one.
It's not. It's just
a quick
one. The next game's at Villa Park. What do you guys say?
No. Villa come to Old Trafford.
Is it Villa? Oh, okay, fair. Okay, so
you're going to go to that game as well. Thank God I'm not.
You're not going to that game?
No. But
why does it matter? Why does it matter if he gets backed? He's still his recruitment's still shit.
No, but I'm saying if they have actual footballing people making decisions, if they take the reins off him like he had at Ajax and said, sit there and stay on the pitch, on the training pitch, and just do stuff over there, and then gave him actual good players, and even then he might not be good enough. And if they sack him, then fair enough. You've given him a chance.
Right, it's blind hope, honestly. Yeah. Blind hope. That the guy that they saw at Ajax is the same guy that they have now.
Are you upset at the fact as well? Potentially, Tottenham might sign Todibo.
Potentially, but there's other centre back options. We just need to not have to rely on Varane.
Ten Hag is going to go back to Ajax. Who's he going to go sign from Ajax?
Varane didn't play, bro. He was ill, bro.
Bro, you're not that
respect his
stubborn.
illness, bro.
You're not that
Respect his
stubborn.
illness.
I respect his illness.
I respect.
You're not that stubborn, innit? You actually rate Varane, don't you?
Bro.
Huh?
You rate Varane. You're not that stubborn, are you?
Lie, but I don't really.
The way he talks about Varane too, like he's some criminal.
No,
or something. Like,
no, he's right because me and him have
He's
been,
criminal.
we've been on the
Did
front end.
Varane bamboozle you?
Not really. No, to be fair, actually, no, that's a lie. Because on my first ever SDS, I was backing him heavy, and that's before. And I remember Madrid fans. I knew a couple Madrid was like to me, last 18 months he's been here, mate. Cheers for that 42 million. And I'm like, no way, nonsense. It's a rap of a rhyme,
back, bro. And he should go.
Yeah. I heard they want to back.
Take it back. How much you want? Drive him down to Madrid.
guy.
Myself, I ain't even got a license.
Yeah. We'll play Camboile and Johnny Evans all season.
Listen, Johnny Evans play
There's
football.
something there. There's something in that partnership.
Play football, man.
You see, you're lost, bro.
There's something in that
Man United
partnership.
fans are lost. How can Man United fans be realistically sitting here and be like, yeah, I'll take Johnny Evans. Yeah, Johnny Evans. I'll take Elanga from last season.
No way.
No, hold on. Amrabat, I love him. But then actual, like, world-class, like, high-level players that we've
Who's
signed,
world-class?
the ones like Casemiro, who I've also said we should never sign him.
World-class.
But how can Casemiro be the guy that United fans are saying, get this guy out of
Because
here?
he's ass. That's why.
Amrabat.
Amrabat's not great either.
The way you were talking about the way you were talking about Amrabat, man, you thought that
He looks
United
a
found the
second
next
off.
Busquets or
Listen.
something.
He looks a second off the pace, but he's basic on the ball. He's simple.
He's just
But
a
I
basic
prefer
player.
a defensive midfielder who can do basic passing. Casemiro can't.
Take
Yeah.
Amrabat then, bro.
Listen, we have analysis from 55 Hems. He's a West Ham fan. He said, how good is our front three?
Facts.
Yeah, how good is our front three in Paqueta, Bowen, and Kudus? Combined, they have 26 G8 in 18 Prem games so far. Simply amazing, and that Kudus celebration is cold.
I love Kudus, man.
Paqueta was my man of the match. This game was a bit of a stalemate, in my opinion, and it needed some individual brilliance to break the deadlock, and Paqueta provided just that. He was everywhere that game, and what assist for Bowen's goal. Also, I just want to say Zuma is such an amazing and underrated defender.
Facts.
When he's not on our team, there is such a drop in quality and defensive ability. He really is a brick wall. He wins so many aerial duels and provides
ball
so
so
many
much.
important blocks and interceptions.
I really like
He
Zuma.
wins
I really
that
like
ball
Zuma,
so
to
much.
be honest. I agree.
Would you take him at United?
Absolutely. Or wait, he's not good enough on the ball for you?
Another
Sorry,
French
no,
centre back.
Johnny Evans, my fault.
Varane.
Johnny Evans, my fault. We got Johnny Evans and Kamwale. We don't need Zuma, bro.
He's better for running the ball.
We don't need Paqueta because we
You know,
got
he doesn't
Bruno.
want to admit that, does he?
Hold on, we don't need
better
Essen
than
Alvarez because we have
Varane.
Amrabat. Huh?
He's better than the ball.
What? Now Zuma's all of a sudden like some
just
Rolls
asking
Royce on
a
the ball.
simple question,
So all of a sudden
He's
Zuma.
not a Rolls Royce. I'm just saying.
He's not a Rolls Royce.
He's
not a
not
Rolls
Zuma
Royce.
than Varane.
I just asked you a question.
I know,
You
I'm
asked me
asking-
another question.
No,
Actually, that's a good
Answer
one.
that
Yeah,
question
answer that question.
I wouldn't
Zuma
say
better on the
Zuma's exceptional on the ball either.
That's again not what I asked you. Is he
So-
better on the ball for Varane?
I mean, I think it's marginal. I think
Marginal
you could
which
go
way?
As in you could go either way. I honestly think you could go either way.
Where's the margin?
Zuma's not all of a sudden now John Stones.
I'm
Like,
not saying he's John Stones.
Yeah.
I'm just
What was the question you asked him? I just want to go answer.
Would you rather have Varane or Zuma?
neither. Give me an actual defender, mate.
Get him an actual defender.
But do you know? But for me, listen. It's just
coming in. Bro, he would start Johnny Evans and Lindelof every single game of the season.
Lindelof.
No, he can play on the ball. That's what you want.
Lindelof's out for a month,
that
man.
brother only passes sideways as well. By the way, that guy's
But he's got technical security. That's what you
He's
want.
shit as well. You know, whole lot
Well,
of
that's
shit.
the end of the United segment. I'm not gonna lie, that was an enjoyable experience for
Sure
all
it
of
was.
us.
Me, I'm at the point, right? Like I'm just like, it's if you don't laugh, you'll cry. So
It's true. It's true,
Just
man.
enjoy
I might cry
Laugh
after this.
now, cry later, man.
I cried earlier. So. Laugh, cry
He
first.
actually cried before the podcast started. I'll be honest, guys.
Got all my tears up.
But listen, let's go on to the next game. Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth, a 5-goal thriller. But listen, we got to talk about the referees again for this game, unfortunately. A second yellow
Oh
for
my
Willy
God.
Bolly.
It's disgusting.
And
Man.
they couldn't go back and review it because
See,
of the
if I
fact
was
that
a
it was a
Nottingham-
second yellow.
We don't hear
Oh,
Nottingham
God.
Forest fans saying, "Oh my God, they do this because we're Nottingham." This is, do you know that's how you sound?
Yeah, but
These
that's
are
because you don't
awesome.
follow any Nottingham Forest fans on Twitter. I follow all of them. They always complaining all the time.
They're correspondents.
Yeah, exactly.
Bruh, the reality, listen, that's
Like
one of
that
the
Forrest Gump,
worst
man.
decisions. Yeah, shout out Forrest Gump. By the way, listen, Steve Cooper, obviously, he's gone now.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you for all the work you've done, Steve. Listen, cheers. That's for Steve
Well,
Cooper, mate. now for Nottingham Forest.
He did all right, man. I mean,
But listen,
all the
the
job that
legacy,
he
he
did.
brought
I was
back
telling you
something.
a few weeks ago that he's under serious consideration to
Nah,
be
of
sacked.
course,
Yeah.
of course. But obviously they got.
Now they got Nuno
New-
Espirito Santo.
Yeah, man, that brother there,
Media
man. He looks like he's got the tan from.
You know, they should have got.
enjoyed it, man.
They should have got Lopetegui instead. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
rather than him. Apparently, Lopetegui still lives in Wolves. I remember seeing it on
Yeah,
Twitter.
no, I've seen that. I've seen
I've
that.
seen it on
recently.
Twitter.
He
Lives in Wolves.
still lives in
Yeah,
Wolves.
he still lives in Wolves, bro. He wants to manage the
Waiting
Premier
for a
League.
change,
He
yeah.
said, yo, I'm
He
just waiting for.
found some sweet one in Wolves.
That is a fair play, man.
Wolverhampton.
What the hell is he still doing in Wolves, man?
But listen,
Yeah,
do you think they need to
that-
change the VAR rules that they have to go back and look at second yellows now? Or like, what's going on here? I feel bad for Willy Bolly,
Just
man.
do your job. Referee the game. Man, we shouldn't have to do all of these loopholes for all these guys.
I can't lie though.
We'll get-
That one though is, I don't think it's a refereeing mistake. I think it's a letter of the law mistake. I've seen that given so many times, Abs. Like I remember the example I gave before you got here. There was a game between Southampton and Leicester a few seasons ago where Vestergaard goes in similarly for Southampton, wins the ball, but then goes through Vardy's ankle, and they gave him a straight red card. And again, I think it's a horrible way of officiating the game, but that's the way the letter of the
the player.
Yeah, he
stood
won
on
the-
Bolly.
Huh?
Still stood on the Willy Bolly's foot.
Did he
afterwards,
stand
bro.
on
Yeah,
that?
that's what I said.
It
No.
was crazy. It's not the same as
Maybe
that.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it specifically.
Bro, I seen the
I
replay
swear
of
we
it.
were watching it
It's
earlier.
a crime.
No,
bro.
because remember I said he didn't go through him. Like he went on, like, say for example, that's the Bournemouth player's
Yeah,
fault, and
yeah.
this is Willy Bolly's foot underneath
stood
it.
on
Maybe I
Willy
interpreted
Bolly
it completely
Yeah.
wrong. The
No,
way I looked at it, I thought he went through it.
No,
In real time, it did look like that. And to be fair, from that perspective, I would agree with what you said.
Yeah.
But when you see the other angle of it, and it's just Willy Bolly's won the ball, and the guy's come and collided and stamped on his
Yeah,
foot.
that's a horrible
And it's
decision,
just
man.
awful.
And you know the referee did? He said, let me do you one better. Let me do you one better. Let me get another VAR in here. Handball in the area. I think it was Smith. I think it was.
Adam Smith.
Adam Smith got a handball, and apparently VAR couldn't give it because they couldn't decide if the arm was in the area or not, so they couldn't give a penalty.
I don't get this stupid league because I'll be real.
This guy is angry today.
No, no. In terms of you, it's the richest league, the most money is spent.
Yeah, big.
By
You're
far.
telling me you can't upgrade
The cameras.
not even cameras. You can't upgrade the VAR room or the you know how like in the Champions League you see that little hologram
AI
little
thing.
light?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
hologram
yeah.
thing, yeah.
You think
You've
you can't-
got a lot of money.
You've got money. Like there's times in games like you've seen at certain grounds where they won't draw the line. Everyone's just doing it with their eyes. Like you know, come from. I'm just like, what is wrong with this? Handball.
that shit.
They should figure. They should,
That was
it
at
should be
0-0 as
easy
well.
done,
But
bro.
listen, Forest ended up getting their goal finally, and it was a good goal by Chris Wood, slotting in Elanga.
Yeah, bro.
Great
Lovely finish of his left foot.
Hey man,
Bro, that guy. What's he on? Like, what's his stats? Can you read up his stats?
of course I can. I'll do
See,
anything.
listen, that was good. I didn't know Elanga had a finish on his left foot.
Elanga's
That
been
was
really
huh?
good for Forest this year. To be
Yeah,
honest.
both
sure.
flanks.
I think he's
done
really
well
found
left or right.
he's found a good home there. To be honest,
No,
with
for
you. I
sure.
see a lot. I wouldn't say United did him dirty because they produced him, but he's found a good home
4
there.
goals,
No,
3
for sure.
assists so far in the
No,
league.
and just in general though, his
bad, you
game
know?
his game looks a lot more like what's
Rounded
the
off.
Free.
Yeah. It looks a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
His actions, and I always say this too, right? Like at this level, all these guys are good footballers. If you were to put Elanga 11v11 Sunday League, he'd look like Messi.
100%,
But the
yeah,
difference, like kind of what makes good players great and great elite and so on and so forth, I think is like the confidence and like the rhythm that you're kind of in.
For sure.
Elanga's kind of found himself in a place now where he is in a good rhythm. He has the backing of whatever manager he's kind of under, and they call it what you're playing in a free state almost. Like everything kind of just comes naturally. Elanga was not a rubbish. I wouldn't say he's a world class footballer, but this is really a better representation, in my opinion, of what he is compared to what we saw the last season at United.
No, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point. And listen, they got an equalizer through Solanke. What a header!
That's
talking about complete as well.
in terms of also talking about confidence, right? That kind of goes to Solanke as well too. Now everything that guy is touching at the moment is turning to gold. The runs he's making he's literally there every single time on perfect.
Yeah.
A few months ago he wasn't looking like this.
The ball was falling to him off the
Yeah,
brilliant
he's
header,
another one. He's
fantastic
found
finish there for
a
the second
good
goal.
manager that kind of has
Anthony.
put his faith in him. And
Well, listen,
Solanke was known actually in youth level to be like a
Bro,
really
he
good
was
striker.
he was an
A
unreal
lot of
goal
hype.
scorer
Yeah.
at youth. Went to Liverpool, just didn't work out.
well for him.
Went to Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth in the Championship. I think he was.
I think he was
got
one of the first time in the
25.
Premier League they got relegated.
I think
with him.
I think he got like 25 odd goals for Bournemouth. Came to
listen,
the Prem.
While
this season he was-
Faisal is not here, I will happily take the mantle of bigging up Iraola.
Yeah, no, fair
Because
enough.
brilliant job there from the gaffer, honestly.
He's been really good.
There. Listen, even with the
It
10
looks
man,
like Hasib, to be honest. The way Hasib looked down for a second, I was like, is that Iraola?
Is that right back?
Yeah, clean shaven. Next time,
the right back, yeah.
clean shaven. We might have to have you on next podcast. Glasses off, clean
I've
shaven.
done clean shaven once, but it's not for me. Man.
What, 15 years ago?
Triple chin comes out, everything comes out.
No, but
yeah,
listen,
nah,
they did a very, very good job,
fair
man.
play. But
And
listen,
he's-
Forest
go on.
fans would have argued that if Volley was still on the pitch, I don't think Solanke would have won that header.
Oh.
I mean, but they said Volley was their best
played
header
back-
of the
back
defensive header of the
well.
ball. So probably shocking, but this is a great header by Solanke, and then he got a second one straight away. Like I said, he was just in the box at the right time, managed to get it, but then Forest got that equalizer.
Crazy. I just realized we didn't even talk about Højlund about Man United. I'm pretty sure we were supposed to.
There's so many problems at Man United.
No, but
but
we can link it to this.
Yeah,
for
that's
example.
what we were
can link
speaking
it
about.
to this,
Yeah, we were
right?
speaking about this.
So Solanke is kind of showing this notion that, and look, I don't want to like pick on Højlund because I don't think like he should even be the starting striker for Man United right now. But this is for me the evidence that look, service is not the only way that you can like get goals or create chances. Like sometimes a striker's movement and their instincts kind of creates those goals for them or creates those opportunities. Cavani, in my opinion, was the best at that in terms of, bro, he just sniffs out chances and he can create something. Even a bad cross can turn into a goal-scoring opportunity. And Solanke right now is showing that like that nose for goal. Some of the what was it? The second one that I think he scored is just perfect, like vintage goal-scoring instincts.
Yeah.
So yeah, big up to him.
Because a lot of people as well, you know how people, when you watch, as fans, when you watch it, goes, why is he always at the right place at the right?
Yeah.
Why is the
That's
ball
not
always
coincidence.
fall to
That's
him?
not coincidence.
It's not coincidence because it's his movement, which, as I was saying to Lias, I was like, you can always talk about service of Højlund, but sometimes get yourself in that position so that the service might end up being there, which I'm going to give Scott McTominay credit for because he tends to be at the right place at the right time at moments.
Jesus.
Speaking on
But
this,
going back to
the
Don
not-
Solanke,
the-
Solanke, are you taking him on the plane? If he carries on this goal scoring streak?
No, but that's assuming that managers pick things based on form rather than their favourites.
I mean, if he's on 11 Premier League goals now, let's say he ends with 20.
Oh, if he takes 20, hold on, no.
I mean, he's 9 away.
I wouldn't take him, to be honest, because I would take Kane, obviously. I'm taking Watkins as well, because I think he offers you something a little different.
Ivan Toney.
Ivan Toney is the one that I'd look at. I mean, I think people are forgetting just how good that guy is. 20 goals in the Premier League.
Eddie, go on, I don't mind. I'll back you.
Nketiah is not going to
impossible.
No, absolutely. But listen, you guys know sometimes I might just have a look at these games and highlight a goalkeeper for some reason. It's just something I like doing. I don't think Matt Turner, I don't think Nottingham Forest can do anything good for their club at all. Nuno or no Nuno, with Matt Turner in goal. For me, that guy makes me scared watching him being in goal.
He reminds me of a bit of Trafford.
No, don't disrespect James Trafford in your life
like
again.
James Trafford
First of
so
all,
much?
great goal. We're going to talk about him later. But
Clean sheet.
Matt Turner just makes me so scared. He's
He's
so
better than the other
nervous
guy
on
they
the
have,
ball.
though. How his name?
Whatever,
The guy from Benfica.
whatever,
Choosing how you're gonna, it's like choosing how you're gonna die. Do you know what I mean? How can I avoid it?
Oh, Vlaco Dimos.
Yeah,
Whatever his name is,
like a
yeah.
Demos. Yeah. You can piss off as well. but Matt Turner just makes me nervous, bro.
Turner.
Bro, because there was a cross that Christie did on his right foot. That was just it was a scuffed cross. Hits the cross, but Matt Turner's going, no, brother, you're just a goalkeeper. Do your job and look comfortable. Make your defenders in front of you comfortable.
We don't like the
and that's
theatrics.
I hate theatrics from goalkeepers. Do your job.
Do you know what they would have done better than Nottingham Forest? But look what they had on the bench, man. They should have brought him on.
Nah, he died, man.
Nuno Tavares.
Shame, man. He died.
That's your guy, bro.
It's like you got a shirt, man. You got 2 shirts.
Nah, yeah, I don't have his Notts Forest on, thank God, but
He's got 2 shirts.
Get the Nottingham Forest one, bro.
nah, I was thinking about it, but he's not getting the game time he deserves.
Maybe
He
getting this shirt
deserves.
will like motivate him a bit.
I'll think about it.
Yeah,
I'll think
good
about
lad.
it.
But a Solanke winner. Listen, Bournemouth, what are we saying about them this
On
season?
a crazy
man?
run, ain't they?
They're in 12th place right now. They're level on points. There's Wolves and Chelsea. My God.
They're level on points with Chelsea.
Yeah, we'll talk about Chelsea.
No, but wait, one second.
I'll talk about Chelsea.
That's dark.
Go on their run. The run of fixtures that they had.
They the last few games they've been really
They've
good.
been on a good run, bro.
Hey, Faisal finally fluked one with the La Liga
To be
takes,
fair,
bro.
They haven't lost.
A broken clock is right twice in a day,
The
yeah?
last time they lost was 4th of November. They lost 6-1 to City.
Right once every 4
Exactly,
months.
bro.
That's hard.
Fair play. They beat
Remember
Newcastle.
that one they should have won as well.
They should have beat Aston Villa. To be
Should
fair.
be Aston Villa.
And then obviously the Luton game was called off, so we never know
Yeah.
what would happen in that game. to be
Yeah.
fair. But listen, fair play to them. And then the next game is obviously they got Fulham at home, but then they got Tottenham away. Listen, Tottenham away, I think they could do a job over there, man.
Bro, Anthony Ball, man.
Anthony
He
Ball.
might be better than that Bold brother. Everton Hag, man. bro.
Do me a favor.
Be respectful, hype.
But Nottingham Forest are currently 2 points above the drop zone. Do you see them getting dragged into this relegation fight? What do you?
Nottingham Forest, absolutely. I think
Yeah,
they're in that
With Matt Turner and gone, of course they would.
Anything's possible with them with Matt Turner and goal. But we have analysis from 2 Forest fans and
Forrest
1
Gump.
Bournemouth fan.
By the way,
Forest
Forest, they
Gump.
need to go in the window for a striker badly. They can't last this long without one year.
Yeah,
Unless he's
true.
coming back soon. Because they've missed him
Definitely.
badly.
But then where's he gonna go after that?
Oh, is he AFCON as well too?
Nigerian, isn't he?
That's true. They have so many strikers.
Yeah, they got him or Boniface,
Boniface.
Osimhen,
I
Will Orban.
I love Boniface's tweets, by the way.
Yeah.
They got
Just
a
as a
lot.
separate point, I love when Boniface just tweets his own little goal.
I don't see
Yeah.
his tweets.
Does it? You know,
Nah.
it's the best thing on Twitter, man.
Wow.
Bring Boniface. Bring
Nah, the
Boniface.
best thing on Twitter is when he tweets.
Nah, I don't say that.
Dick rating is crazy.
On you as well, that's
Look at
good.
that, man. I'm trying to give you help as well. But listen, what do you guys want to hear from first? The Forest fans or the Bournemouth fan?
Can we get a Bournemouth first?
Yeah, for sure.
Worst lost. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we got analysis from
They were
Dan.
robbed.
He's got give Dom Solanke the keys to the town now. We need to do all we can to keep hold of him. What a player. By no means a great performance from us against 10-man Forest, which was an awful decision from the referee. But we did what we usually do at City Ground and score a last-minute winner. It really is our training ground.
Hey.
Areola was forced to make a surprise decision in playing Dango Atara at left back, and he played exceptionally. He's quick, physical, and always puts in a shift defensively. Could this be the reinvention of Dango?
That just reminded me. Dango stopped a guaranteed goal.
I saw that.
Morgan
Yeah,
Gibbs
yeah,
White,
yeah.
bottom right. Dango Atara. I remember I had a draft a couple months ago where we did a draft of our Premier League. I think we did like everyone in the Premier League could do. And one player from each team. That's what it was. Dango Atara is in my team. And that's why I had him in my team. For that dedication and desire to get back
But
for
did
his
you play him
team
at left back?
and clear from... No, I put him left wing.
Fair enough. We have analysis from Paris Sky at One Forest fan. She said Forest started off brilliantly. You could instantly see the way there was more in the attack. Up until the red card, which absolutely was not a red card.
Facts.
Rob Jones definitely has family in Bournemouth. VAR couldn't get involved because of the second yellow. It's a rule that obviously needs altering. Bolly won the ball fair and square. Feel like Forest were robbed and that game was ruined at that point. And then Forrest Gump said, forget the game, man. The refereeing on display was atrocious.
Oh, boy, Forrest.
And he said, Bolly sent off a perfectly legal tackle if anything gets trodden on, studs down. And then the handball, which VAR can't see if it's in the error. It's just ridiculous at this point. The refs are all incompetent and VAR can't even do what it's meant to do. Not assisting the referee in any way, shape or form. So what's the point? The lads had the determination to score 2 goals while the whole game was against us, but yeah, fair play to Solanke this season doing the madness. Just a horrific refereeing, man. And it's in the first time something desperately needs to change. VAR is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Forrest Gump.
And Forrest Gump! And the refereeing in England is just shite.
I love that.
What a way to end that one. Let's go on to the next game. Let's go on to Luton Nation.
Luton Nation,
Luton
baby.
Nation, please rise.
We're here.
Luton a 1-0 win against Newcastle. Fair play to
Got
them.
Luton Leas in the building.
Listen, fair play
They
to
didn't
them.
believe in us.
They didn't believe. They didn't believe. But they're still in the relegation zone. But listen, it's not about that. It's about this win against Newcastle.
Yes.
What a win. And it wasn't just any win. It wasn't like they just nicked the 1-0
Nah.
hit. They absolutely
Comprehensive.
dominated Newcastle.
Bro,
there.
even think about it. Arsenal, City, Newcastle. As in like the fixtures that they had.
Even Liverpool, they drew them.
They drew them.
Yeah,
But
United,
I feel like
they played a decent
as
game
of
against us.
recent, it's been those three. Bro, that place.
Scary.
Kenilworth Road.
Scary.
You don't want to go to Kenilworth.
It's scary,
It's a
man.
cauldron, bro.
Scary, man.
And there's a nice
Bernabeu hype, San Siro hype.
And there's a nice little message from Townsend when he scored. Obviously held up the shirt of Tom Lockyer, who got hopefully.
Beautiful from the fans as well to applaud him when I think it was on his number's 4. I think it was on the 4th.
Yeah, I think it was 4th. Yeah, so it's nice. Hopefully he everything goes well for him. But listen, Luton Town, they obviously got the win against Newcastle. But listen, Newcastle, what is it? Got knocked out.
We just got to talk about Luton for 10 seconds.
No, we're gonna come back to Luton.
gonna
But
say,
I want to get on to Eddie Howe.
No, no, I hear you, but I'm with him. Let's say best to last, innit?
Oh, the best of last.
Let's say best to last, innit? Let's say
The best of last. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's say the
Luton
best of
Town.
last. Luton Town. Ross Barkley with an 8.5 on football.
That guy's been on a tear, man.
What did I say? Signing of the season potentially if they stay up.
Yeah, if they stay on.
There's a lot of
I'm
ifs
with
and
you.
that, but yeah.
They laughed at me.
That
They
guy,
giggled at me.
even the way they play, yeah, it's like it's so direct. Like you kind of know. It reminds me of old school Burnley, Sean Dyche.
Dyche's Burnley.
As in, like got tricky.
Good
with
old
it.
championship
Put
football.
the ball into the box.
Yeah.
set pieces were dangerous.
Football, bro, honestly,
None of this
not-
tiki-taka
not every-
nonsense.
It's true though. Not every day inverted. Not every day like 3-2 and build up or whatever.
Just 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Stick the big man up top.
Work harder than your opposition.
100%. Luton are all of those like intangibles kind of described. They're very organized. They all fight for each other. Every player on that team kind of knows their role on that side. They have the big guy up front. Like they create chances. Luton at this moment, the reason I thought they were going to stay up, in part was their ground. Because I've seen teams in the past that aren't that great. But if you have that home advantage, that when teams come, it's almost like
difficult,
bro. It's basically like a siege mentality with that stadium, and it's so small, it's so compact. It's tough for the teams like Arsenal and City to go there and realistically play their game for 90 minutes. They make it very difficult. I remember Blackpool a few seasons ago. It was a bit different because they played a bit actually more champagne football. Ian Holloway had them popping it. Charlie Adams.
Similar to Norwich before like the first half season when
Norwich
they
is
beat
different.
City.
Daniel Farke had a bit of him.
Norwich was they were too naive when they came to the Premier League. I don't like that example.
But Blackpool still got relegated.
Yeah,
Norwich got
exactly.
relegated.
so fast.
Norwich were media, bro, honestly. No, Blackpool.
They beat Man City.
Blackpool, they stayed up to the last game.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So I'm not saying Luton are going to stay up, but that
Fighting
kind of
chance,
atmosphere,
though. I can't even lie.
and the way they play, again, they're not like Burnley, for example. They're not going to have like 15 pass moves, but they are for me much more in terms of like the players at their disposal. They play a much like what's the right word? A much more suitable brand of football for what they have at their disposal.
In terms of set pieces, man, they've like Rob Edwards has really drilled it into them. They're a danger from
they're
set
a tough
pieces.
team in set pieces, man.
I think we can see
100%.
we can see the 2 goals from set pieces.
And in general, so the final point, when you have that kind of base, when you have that platform that like everyone is on the same
Foundation,
page,
so.
and then you have a maverick like Ross Barkley, right? In terms of natural talent, he is one of the better ones in the Premier League. When he was kind of breaking through at Everton, this is the guy that we were saying he's the next Wayne Rooney. He's the next number 10 for England. He has that natural talent where he can get on the ball and he has the strength as well too. He's a big guy to weed through players. You put that guy in a group of 10 other players that know their role, you have a fighting chance for staying up, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, they're still in the relegation, so but they played a game less. So if they do win that game, they'll go. They'll climb out the relegation zone. Listen, are you with Liaz? Are you saying that could he survive? Could Luton survive relegation? Or is it
They can. They give me a glimmer of hope because them at home is it's a very difficult place to go.
So
and once you make like your home ground
Exactly.
dangerous, you've always got a chance. There's always a fighting chance. There's always a fighting chance. Like you said, if they pick up another 15, 20 points just from home, they've got a chance. Because that's what Forest did last year. They were very good at home. Away from home, they were very bad.
I used to say, what is it, 30, 40 points? It used to be 40 and
40,
even
yeah.
went down to like 30. But yeah, you get most of your points at home, scrap the odd one away from home, win those relegation 6-pointers. That's what keeps you in the league.
Literally.
Paycheck for next year, for sure.
Yeah, listen, we had a Luton correspondent as well, Q, and he
boys.
said, "What a performance! We dominated Newcastle at every sector of the pitch, and we deserve the 3 points. Newcastle looked tired. But there's no excuse for such a lackluster performance at this level. Barkley has been near perfect, controlling game after game in a new position for him. The entire team put on a great performance, technically and physically, and made our captain proud. Hoping Tom Lockyer can play again, but if he can't, I'm sure we can find a place for him in the staff, so he'll always be part of the team." But yeah, shout out to Tom Lockyer, shout out to Luton Town. But let's go on to the Newcastal. Let's talk
My
about
boy,
it.
land it.
What?
You know what you want to say.
What do I want to say?
I remember what you said earlier about Newcastle. There's a
About
lot of
Newcastle,
uncomfortable
manager,
conversations.
The team.
I sound comfortable. Is that what you wanted me to say? Or is there something else that...
I wanted you to talk about Eddie Howe.
Yeah, look, I think he did a great job last season, but I think when we talk about Newcastle, when we talk about Eddie Howe, we're still thinking about last season. Because when you look at the form this year, when you look at the way the Champions League group kind of went down, and when you look at the form away from home compared to home, it's starting to kind of get concerning. Are they below United in the league table? Or are they in and around those positions?
No, they're just above you by 1 point.
And we stink. We're awful at football.
But then Newcastle could also argue about their injury crisis as well.
They can, but every team has injuries this year in the league. So I just look at this year of Newcastle. I almost feel like they've kind of been found out a bit. And when they're at home compared to when they are away from home, it's such a massive contrast. Because at home, I feel like, again, similar to Luton, they have that home atmosphere. They have us against the world mentality. They play aggressive. They play fast. But away from home, when they kind of have to be, especially going to the smaller teams, for example, when they have to be a bit more creative and be more on the front foot, I feel like that's where they seem to struggle a little bit. And this season for Newcastle, I mean, they've gone to a few like away grounds and looked night and day compared to that. And then you look at the Champions League, right? That's separate, but I know they're not PSG, they're not AC Milan, they're not Dortmund. That was a poor Champions League campaign. To get 1 point, to get 1 win from 6 games, that's not how Newcastle would have imagined their season kind of going.
No. Yeah, and I was saying before the pod as well. You know the 07-08 Derby team, the one that finished off was 11 points.
Yeah.
They nicked off 4 points off Newcastle.
Was it 11 points or was it 14?
Was that 14 points?
13 or something like that.
And they only won 1 game that season. It was against Newcastle as well. So
Adebayor scored like 7 goals.
It's football heritage. Yeah.
But the thing with Newcastle is always like them having to deal with. I don't know if their squad. Obviously, they're trying. This is a project that they're trying to obviously grow season after season. Them having to deal with this. I don't know if their squad is fully ready. Obviously, like you were mentioning about the injury crisis, is something that Kieran Trippier made sure the Bournemouth fans knew a couple of weeks back when the travelling Newcastle fans. Look at injuries. The injuries. He was fuming as well. And it's a reality. Of course, they're going to face a lot of injuries. But is this squad prepared to be doing? Because obviously, this was only a couple of days ago when they played against Chelsea in the Cup. Are they ready to handle that gruesome schedule? But now, obviously, they're out of the. Are they?
They're out of the Cup. They're out of the Champions League. I don't know about gruesome schedule.
No, but I'm saying for in the past. But I'm saying from now, looking forward, now they've got to buck up their ideas or
1 game a
your
week.
favorite manager. Yeah, 1 game a week.
By the way, Kieran Trippier, huh? What the hell?
Their biggest chance creator is out of form, man. That's not great.
Yeah, out of form. He's playing for the opposition every other game now.
That's the thing too. Like people are saying, "Oh, this is the real Trippier," but is it? Like these are just like brainless mistakes, to be honest with you.
But listen, Eddie Howe, I think I'm tweeting this. I think he's just got a bit of a ceiling, man. I don't think this is. And you said as well, Newcastle 2-3 years project, and then they get someone else.
Everything I've said.
It's coming to fruition.
It's coming.
Oh, you thought Newcastle came 4th last year? You predicted?
No. I'm not that ahead. As in, like, I genuinely thought he's a staple person in terms of he'll keep him safe. He'll make him look promising. Obviously, last year, no, I didn't anticipate that. Even him joining them and them going on that crazy run, what they did last year.
He did very well. Yeah.
I'm coming from. I'll give him his flowers. I hate him. I'll give him his flowers.
I hate him. It's crazy.
But I'll give him his flowers in it. But this year, I do kind of feel bad for him in a way in terms of not just injuries, losing Tonali on that betting scandal or whatever. That's a big one. Like
Harvey Barnes has been out a long time as well too.
Harvey Barnes has been out for a while.
I mean, they've got no backup to Almiron, so he's
there's times Joe Willock was out for a while.
Yeah. You've got Lewis Miley that had to come in.
Yeah, Lewis Miley, he's been a revelation, but it's not like Almiron. He's not hit that Rashford purple patch that he did last year. That I'm coming from.
Anthony Gordon has been the one for me that's like really kind of.
What you say?
I was gonna say Anthony Gordon's been the only one really that has shown me consistently like, okay, I'm up for it.
Those times, like I said, where Wilson will stop firing.
Honestly, for me, it's home and away. Home and away, it's just night and day, man.
Now they've lost Nick Pope as well. It changes. Like I do feel bad for him, but
they should go sign Ramsdale in January. To be honest,
that'll be
60 million waiting for you.
But
what to a Premier League team? You don't think we're gonna try and fleece them?
Football is cooked. If Aaron Ramsdale's worth 60 million, man.
Hey,
football is cooked.
Football is cooked, bro.
Show some respect.
We might have to shop to Man United.
Respect for him, but 60 million.
Don't look at it like that. Like you've already made that decision.
Goalkeeper.
How would? Jeez.
Homegrown. Feels the quote.
24 years old.
Pickford is about to go for 70 then, man. What is this?
But Newcastle, is it scary times?
Uncomfortable, spooky.
Do you think so? Is it spooky for them? Spooky.
Spooky.
Look, they have a lot of money in this project. They have high expectations. They spent a lot. Eddie Howe's job is it's under a magnifying glass, man. Especially when you look at like the potential managers they could be getting, an Amorim. Like they'll look at an Amorim, whether you think he's better than Eddie Howe or not. They'll look at him as a foreign name that has a bit more experience in the Champions League as well too, and maybe he can come in and take this project to the next step. He could easily be, like you said, Eddie Howe could easily be their Mark Hughes, and they're looking for their Mancini.
Yeah. Do you guys believe he will be here till the end of the season? That's a weird question, but
I think he's got enough credit.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he will.
I think they'll give it to him.
I think next season they'll have a new manager.
You know why? Because they're already out of Europe. They're already out of the things that are just like, you know what, we'll give it to the end season.
If they headshot him now, though,
crazy.
That would be a mad.
I don't think
I'd low-key rate.
But
I'd low-key rate if they did that. Bring someone
bro,
in.
My
So
Eddie Howe,
Just chill out.
Eddie Howe, you can headshot him, but Ten Hag, you want to see
That's not
under.
my manager.
that's not his manager, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, my suit is steamed. It's pressed, all black, like a funeral. Like I'm ready.
What did you say?
My suit is already steamed and pressed.
Oh, okay.
So my suit's already steamed and pressed.
You'll be there for his
Bro,
janaza.
I'm gonna be like my man. What's his name? Of that meme where he stood in front of it.
Nah, you got to do that.
Yeah.
I knew you'd end up here.
I'm
Right where you belong.
I'm reenacting it. I'm pointing out to it. I'm just saying, Guys, finally come.
Eddie Howe's gonna be at home opening a note. I knew you'd end up here. Right where you belong.
Might even go to Newcastle, buy a newspaper that says Eddie Howe sacked. We just say it like this.
No, I
Take a picture like me.
I need that.
Let's go on to the next game. Tottenham versus Everton. Tottenham with a 2-1 win. Richarlison derby, yeah, man. R9, listen. That Brennan Johnson cross, Richarlison, first time finish. He's got his confidence back.
Yeah.
He's looking good recently, man. They finally got their R9. They finally got their striker.
Do you think they'll struggle with Son going Asia Cup?
Yeah, 100%.
No, they won't.
No?
Ange Postecoglou has shown you it don't matter who gets injured. The system is priority over the individuals. Unlike
F your damn system, man.
F the identity, right? This is
Why does it always come back to you?
No, that was a Liban shot.
This is a top manager for me. Oh, good. Okay, they're going to be hurting goal scoring wise, but I'm sure they'll be able to find solutions. When that team is healthy, I honestly think Spurs this year could have gone deep into the season, top 3, top 4, like contested. Yeah. And I honestly believe it. I don't think they would have done it, but they could have done it, or they could have gone like far. I mean, because of the injuries, they're going to fall off. But this is a top 5, top 4 team, bro. Yeah. No matter who gets injured, it's a top 5.
Do you know what I love about when new managers come in for a rebuild phase? There's like they always start the first season quite pragmatic. You know, Ten Hag did it, Arteta did it as well. They come in, they try to play a bit defensive. And said, "We're not being pragmatic this season, mate. We're playing my style of football.
It's crazy because there was an interview after the Chelsea game, and it was memed. It was clipped like after they continued to lose games or didn't get any wins, and he was asking like why did you guys play like that? He's like, mate, while I'm here, mate, it's just the way we're gonna play.
I love him, man.
And bro, he didn't cut. Yeah. And listen, I kind of want him to fail a little bit. Just so, do you know what I'm saying? It's just I kind of want. Do you know what I'm saying? I want. He's a bit too bit. He's not capping. Yeah. He's not capping. The way that they're gonna play is the way they're gonna play all the time. And no matter who they're playing against, no matter what the opposition is, if they're a man down, if they're 2 man down, they're gonna play.
No matter where they play, how they play.
If they play.
Aguero. Otamendi.
Sterling.
It's facts. And that is how they're going to play. And you have to respect that.
Do you prefer that in a manager, Abs?
Yes, he does. I can answer that question for Abs. I know Abs.
I'm just asking.
I know Abs so well, bro. Honestly, like I know how he's feeling.
Do you know him like the back of your hand?
No, not that well.
That's okay. Still. But
I know that's your kind of manager, bro.
Listen, I respect that about him.
You'd love if your current manager was like that. I know you would.
Listen, the Man United segment's done. We move on. Yeah.
But listen,
talking about a manager that's
I respect him.
Talking about a manager that's played the way he wanted, but he tweaked it a little bit, not too much.
Sean
Dyche.
Yeah, they got unlucky actually. For all the hype I'm giving about Ange, Sean Dyche coached a great game, and Everton could have very easily came away like with a win or a draw.
Danjuma bottled it.
He didn't bottle it. It's a good attempt.
No, not that attempt. But at the end of the game, he had so much free space. I mean, you know, and she just like got gung ho, and then they had so many chances to break away.
It could have been you said it's the Richarlison versus Richarlison. It could have been Danjuma as well.
It could have been a Danjuma derby, but for me,
signing a season for you, Vicario.
Danjuma.
I was just about to say, I think this is the second best goalkeeper in the league.
Vicario.
I think this is the second best goalkeeper in the league. After Alisson, I think he's the best goalkeeper in the league this season. Vicario has been a godsend. He could have done. But just in terms of how you want him to play, how you want a modern day goalkeeper to play, progressive off your line,
million, man.
Progressive off your. Look how
Empoli, man.
Brilliant piece of business, and that's also
right.
It's also it comes back to Paratici.
Was he a sport director technically?
Yeah, he was. I think is he banned now?
Jail member now.
At that time,
he's a criminal.
That's what I'm saying. He brings in Basuma for them. He brings in signers like bro. Pedro Porro, bro.
Pedro Porro's look like a man.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. So even though they wanted to compare Spurs and I know I just said we want to move on from here. I don't want to compare Spurs and United. They had a better setup in terms of people who are making decisions. It was footballing people at the end of the day, and that has been.
They don't have no Richard Arnold, no John Murta.
The fruits of their labour. The fruits of their labour is what.
But shout out to Andre Gomez as well. His first appearance of the season, and he listen, he did quality. Yeah, generally. What quality goal as well, man. Like a clean finish, man. But yeah.
That's another thing too, right? We know Everton, similar to Luton, have like that base, that platform, they're structured. If you can add now a little bit of individual quality, a little bit more like class on the ball, like an Andre Gomez, that just makes Everton even more dangerous.
Yeah, 100%. Sure. I think the Everton fans were just looking, Andre Gomez, he's a last resort if we ever need him. Now he might just be in that first choice midfield.
I think they have a good balance in there of Onana, Doucouré, and Garner.
By the way,
Garner as well in there too.
That's
been a good
James. They can realistically, if they wanted to, they could sell Onana in January.
Why would they do that?
I know they wouldn't do it, but from the depth they've got, because I feel like he's one of the few players on that team.
He's got a lot of value.
Yeah,
A lot of market value.
And I feel like with that, do they not have to sell players in order to bring in players as well because of the FFP?
I think they're getting new owners actually. Everton. I think they finally approved that.
Six.
Or was it maybe it's not the approval. It's either that or the new stadium that they're moving into.
They're moving into the new stadium.
That's the one.
Oh, the new stadium.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think the ownership I believe is still a little cloudy right now. It's not confirmed.
Yeah, Everton, man, they're absolutely flying this season.
Yeah,
Obviously,
both top sides, man.
They've lost this game. They lost this game. Let's see where they are in the league
Spurs,
right now.
man. I mean, they're 3 points behind City as well, too. Playing great football.
They're 16th right now. 16
coming out of that
points.
little slump that they had.
Well,
Yeah.
Take
But
away the
even in
point
that slump, they were
deduction.
playing well, huh? They
They would
have been above Chelsea, bro.
That's what's scary about
The
that.
point production, the point reduction, they would have been 1 point behind Brighton in ninth. Fair play to them.
What,
They'd be ahead of Chelsea.
And 2 points behind you.
They'd be ahead of
Bloody
Chelsea.
hell.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
They'd be ahead of Chelsea.
Yeah, well, comfortably.
Oh
the Chills.
Are you allowed to say that though about Chelsea, right? Isn't this a podcast too harsh on Chelsea?
No.
give a
Yeah,
flip.
relax on Chelsea, bro. Honestly, they're
Alright,
young.
that's what
and
I'm saying,
it's all part of the project too.
Well,
yeah.
what were we saying? Everton's next game against Manchester City.
City.
Away from home.
Wednesday.
Away from home at home.
That's
No,
Pep-
Goodison Park.
Pep's welcome back tour. He's on his what's it called, the World Champions tour now.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're a bit drunk still. They don't have Gundogan like they did last year.
Yeah, that was a crazy goal last
So we don't know.
What
We
are you
don't
saying?
know.
Who you guys
Apparently,
got
Rodri might be out. We don't know yet.
I think
he said he's playing.
Yeah,
He
he
said, by hook or by crook, I'm there.
He walked off, so it's not ligament.
Oh, damn. I literally,
Who was it a few years ago that like got a mad?
You know,
it was Van Dijk against Everton when
Yeah.
Pickford like went through him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone tweeted, he's like, "Oh, he walked
He's
off,
good,
so it's not ligaments." He's
Yeah,
out
good
for
on
you.
Allah. Good on Allah.
they celebrate Rodri, man.
And then Tottenham are 4 points off the top of the league, mate. Like, come on. They've done well. They're on 4th place right now, man. Like,
The top four is Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, and Spurs.
just like the good old days. I don't remember those days, but
But it's not
The good old days. No Manchester clubs in there.
I'm rooting for Ange this year, man. Honestly, I'm happy for
I'm rooting for more than.
are you ready for Ten Hag?
It's not a question about rooting for one or the other.
You guys are fucked.
Hey man, bro.
Ten Hag out now. It's official.
Yeah,
Leave him alone now, bro.
Yeah, I saw Albert Einstein in the coffee shop writing out the ETH on the
Yeah, that was a good one, man. I love that.
Ride the storm.
Right a storm, fresh out of court, man.
Christmas Day, watch out for it. Honestly, it's gonna be a banger.
Hey, that
episode.
is so.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the next game. All right, this is
the
a
game
quality.
that I'm gonna let Abs Busquets start
Molyneux. Why did you let him start that?
because I like the way he talks.
Oh, fair. I do like the way he talks as well. Wolves against Chelsea. Oh, yeah, that was a game today. That was the BTEC version of Arsenal Liverpool. I'll be honest. The way they were playing, it was end-to-end stuff.
Listen. As obviously the headlines are all going to be the issues that are at Chelsea. I really like how they started in the first half. Chelsea, I actually really like how they started, and this is the issue with them is that they can't develop the consistency of playing well over 90 minutes. It is these spells, and a lot of Chelsea fans, I look at them with a lot of similarity with myself. Having a look at just looking for as much good signs as you can while you can, knowing that you're in a shitstorm right now. Because that's what we are. That's what they are in. And that's
We
what
are,
they
and we are.
No, because I was thinking about United just saying we are in a shitstorm as well, and they are as well. But
listen, you said, I think you called it out a couple of weeks ago where Raheem Sterling gets a little of a bias on this podcast. What that chance he had today.
Before I speak about that chance, I do want to give him credit for starting well in the first 10 minutes. That is a crime. What he did there there was no.
Should he be in jail?
His minimum is
It's a felony.
It's a felony.
And you know the
he
thing-
should be going to prison for minimum 10 years because there is genuinely a chance for you to just seal off that first half where they did really play well.
Yeah, they did.
It felt like because they actually played Gusto and they let Gusto be higher up and Cole Palmer just had the freedom to just be in pockets and pick up the ball and do what he does best. You have to end that first half with a goal because it's a gilt-edged chance. And Brozier you can have a look at because he had a couple half chances in that first half as well where he should be doing better. But genuinely, Sterling, you have to do better there. And listen, this is
The thing with Sterling too is he never does that. He never does that if he's at City. If he has Aguero and De Bruyne on his right, ready to square with Pep on the touchline, ready to scream his head off, he passes that ball.
You think Pep's already kneeling down on the...
No, Sterling would have 1,000% passed that ball.
100%.
I think he's now in the situation where like he is the big guy at the club or whatever. He's the older statesman in the club.
worst keys
and
to
he
have,
kind
though.
of he kind of takes that responsibility on his own. But he would never do that if that was at City. No chance.
100%, like I said. And then the second half came, Wolves Got a header from a corner. Lamina going in the end.
He's
of the
so good, by the way, huh?
Mario Lamina. but they started that second half so well.
Yeah, Lamina in general has
We had a good chance before the goal.
Was that no? That was João Gomez, right? The one you talking about where you picked Thiago Silva got pickpocketed.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was João Gomez, but
it's awful defending. I think it was Leslie that was marking Mario Lamina there. He didn't even have to jump. That's dark signs. The set pieces. These are certain things you have to be disciplined on. And Pochettino does have blame in this as well.
Massive blame.
He has blame in the option of the lineup. But
I did say.
What did you say?
I said Gary Neal's a better coach than you was on the pod. I'm sure you was. The one was me, you face, and we talk about Gary Neal. I said I think he's better than Pochettino.
Fair enough.
I feel like he is.
Is Gary Neal better than Ten Hag?
No.
The United segment's done, Hasib. Hasib, the United
I
segment's done.
just to get one more.
I really.
He had one more in him.
It is a conversation because Gary Neal has beaten a top side. Might not have.
Gary O'Neill's not a better manager.
They have actually.
But then Ten Hag beat Gary
Yeah,
Neal.
that's right. I still have Ten Hag above Gary Neal at this moment in time. Pochettino though, hey.
Oh yeah.
If I speak on Pochettino, man, this guy is not the right manager for Chelsea.
What about Nico Jackson?
He's not the right manager for these players.
Was he the right manager for Man United?
Hell no. Absolutely not.
Hey, the Man United segment's done now.
Oh, now you want to say that you like her.
Pochettino.
It's mad that the two managers that were
look at what they're doing. That's what I'm telling you. Look, this is who Myrtle wanted at the club.
Can we speak a little bit about Baby Drogba?
Who's Baby Drogba?
Nico Jackson.
Number 15.
He's more Baby Jet than he's Baby Drogba, bro.
Who was that Faisal compared him to? Diego Costa?
Diego Costa.
No Premier League player
For
has
every
more.
Iraola, you have a Nico Jackson with Faisal.
No Premier League player has more yellow cards in the Premier League this season than Nico Jackson with 8.
So he's got more than goals.
yeah, he's got more yellow
cards
cards
than Premier League goals.
Yeah.
Nico Jackson is the prime example of why, for me, rating players off goals and assists will always be a flawed way of looking at football. Bro.
True.
But that's like performance with an identity, you know?
What do you mean?
As in, like, you're rating, you don't rate him because of goals. You rate more on what the striker
People who rate
offers or
players
brings.
off goals, solely off goals, you're rating something based on what you think you're supposed to rate him on. Like, you're like, oh, he's scoring a lot of goals, so he must be good.
Yeah.
Bro, Nico Jackson got cheered off by Chelsea fans. He came off.
I tweeted.
So it don't matter if he scored 20 goals. The guy is playing awfully, man. Honestly.
I tweet. I see Højlund that has zero Premier League goals. I see more faith in him and more in him than Nico Jackson has.
And they're both like similar.
I also don't understand. This is why it comes out to Pochettino. Why the hell are you playing Broja and Jackson?
Yeah,
And you're
He's
only playing one of
like,
them.
for God's sake, one of you guys has to score.
No, but that's not. Doesn't make sense. That's not how that works.
And then the guy comes on his Premier League debut and he scores.
Because that's an actual goal scorer.
Yeah, but
And he's-
Nkunku's proven like.
Yeah.
He's
Exactly, though.
Now that he's fit, he has to play every single game.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Lavia come out.
I wanted to
Definitely
talk about that.
Lavia.
Did you see that Matt Doherty finish, mate? He was black gloves, mate. He looked
No,
like a
but
proper striker.
Hold on. Badia Shield laid it off for him.
No, but the way he took it,
He
mate.
took that finish well, didn't he?
Yeah, if he missed that, I'd be more concerned, bro. He's
Nah,
a
it's a
professional
good
footballer.
No, but what was Benoit doing? Goodness gracious. It just feels like a comedy of errors. They're in a bad
It is a
place right
comedy,
now.
yeah.
It's a bad place
And you
right
know the thing
now.
with Chelsea, I see so many times during games, they're literally just on the edge of the box, just passing back and forth. There's no incision to their play whatsoever. They're the most
man, come on,
predictable
man.
attacking team in the league to watch.
Hey. Why are you not breading their players, man? Come on, man.
My fault. Yeah, they're all young and
Come on,
Enzo. What is it called?
Enzo played.
This guy-
or whatever.
Yeah, Enzo didn't play.
Caicedo's
Chelsea
gonna be
fans
the-
hate this guy,
Yeah,
no?
no.
They hate this fella.
Come on, Liz,
My fault.
We
No,
want
no.
some impartial.
My
We want
fault.
objectivity when it comes to this.
No,
show,
in
man.
3 years they might be really good. So my fault.
They ain't got the minerals.
But it comes down
I love that guy.
I love him as well.
He's the best. Johnny Minerals
You know, I
is
always
the
watch
best.
the straight after.
He's the best.
Whatever
He's
guy
one of the best on the app.
video.
This is not Chelsea, sir. This is not Chelsea. And listen, he actually raised a fair point. It's a point I was going to make as well.
These brown envelopes and this club.
Listen, it comes from the ownership, and that's his point as well. Because you go from having Roman Abramovich, who's the greatest owner, arguably in football history, right?
Yeah. Maybe hit Florentino Perez ahead of him. Just that.
Yeah, but in the English Premier League especially.
Yeah.
But you go
Glazers?
from that.
I said Berlusconi. He said the Glazers.
Berlusconi, he's
Yeah,
a
but he used to
Glazer.
play Premier League, innit?
In the Premier League.
Oh, okay.
And
Why you say Perez?
Because he said it at the, you know what? Let's just go.
their minds wander, boys.
This is the ADHD part of the
ADHD
podcast.
thing,
Sorry,
man.
guys.
ADHD part of it. But it comes from them because they pick the footballing people, who then pick the managers, who then also they come in and they say, no, we're going to axe the managers, but we're not going to change the people who made the decisions. I look at the Clearlake, Bowley, Egbali, and all these guys, right?
Egbali, Vivelli.
Do you know what? Because of Ted Lasso Bowley and Siri Merchant Egbali. Both of them two, because it comes from them and it starts from the top. And I wonder how long, because there's a divide in the Chelsea fan base between those who are unaccepting of this new standard. They're saying we are Chelsea Football Club, and this is not Chelsea right now. This is not Chelsea. Something's got to change.
Up the Chelsea.
And up the Chelsea. And then there's the others who are just like, we're accepting this long project because there's nothing much we can do about it. No matter how much we fuss and fight, there's nothing we can do about it. Clearly, they're going to take us on this long-term project. Young players investing money in this. It's utter nonsense if we're being honest. And we're looking at the football pitch, it's not good enough. And I'm more inclined to agree with those who are trying to hold the club to higher standards. But in the same breath, you can't really, like the ownership aren't really, what are they going to do? Are they going to keep the club for 10 years and try and flip it? Like what really is there? If they're there to do that, then it is gross negligence from the top. And I've had enough of it. And I've got to call out the gross negligence. I've had enough of it. Because ownership is, bro, I've suffered with ownership. And I will call out.
Suffering.
Well, hopefully Ineos are bringing something new. At least I can just forget about the Glazers area and they can handle the football inside of things. But genuinely, I feel like the Chelsea ownership are a disgrace, and they will continue to, even if they start feeling like in the next couple of years, there are improvements on the player level, there will be a cap to how far they can go if they have people who don't know anything about football appointing people in footballing roles.
Oh, fair enough. I think that's a good point to end on with the Wolves, the Chelsea game. Let's quickly finish
Shout
off
out
with
Gary
correspondence.
the Wolves, though.
Yeah, we got correspondence from Brody.
They're the most unluckiest team in terms of decisions in the league. So I'm happy that they're finally to get started. Like they should have about 5 or 6 more points than they currently do at this point. One last thing about Chelsea. I saw at the end of the game. This is where for me Pochettino, I just kind of lost it, man. Honestly, I'm seeing Mudryk, Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling, and Nkunku, and Madueke all on the pitch at the same time, and they're really just crossing the ball. And one of them ended up getting to Nkunku's head, but man, it just looks like a team devoid of ideas for me.
Would you swap if Pochettino went to United and Ten Hag went to Chelsea? Who do you think will do a better job?
Are you going to be talking about Man United for the whole day? Move on. It's Chelsea game now.
No. I don't like both managers, but Pochettino. Like I said on the pod, him and Eddie Howe are like that for me. They're like that.
I don't like Pochettino either, to be honest.
Who wants to say Eddie Howe as well?
Eddie Howe, I'm indifferent about him. Pochettino for me has always been overrated.
Yeah.
Couldn't get the best out of Messi.
Crazy guy.
Yeah, but analysis. We got analysis, but probably not a saying he's a Wolves fan. He said, "What a game! So happy to have got the 3 points, which were much needed. And after a poor run of form, we've finally just got a much deserved win today. A lot of defensive mistakes from Chelsea. If Wolves took the chances, the score could have been much different. But Chelsea also missed their fair share of chances, especially Nico Jackson and Sterling, who I thought had a terrible performance. But that may have been down to Gary O'Neill's great tactical fluidity, giving instructions throughout the game, which I thought was vital to our result. That is 7 unbeaten at home now with teams such as City and Spurs being unable to beat us at Molineux, which is great. And there's an exciting project going, and cannot wait to see what the future holds for this team going into a transfer window where we will hopefully invest, and with Neto returning from injury, the team will look very strong.
Facts. Honestly, Lemina, shout out him. I think he's been really good this season. Cunha has been really promising for Wolves, and Huang as well. They've really put together a good young team as well. So once they get Neto back, I like watching Wolves play this season.
Same, man. More than United.
Gary O'Neill, my guy.
How come you don't get on him then?
Because both of you two, I'm disgusted.
Why?
Stick on topic. What is the next game?
Let's go on. Let's go to a Friday night kickoff, Villa Park.
Aston Villa. I got robbed.
They had the chance. Well, that's Emery for you. When it comes to a low block,
Here we go.
low block Emery, he came up against Sheffield United, and what happened there? Nearly had to have Zaniolo bail him out.
Villa have played all season, apparently.
Huh?
This is apparently the first low block Villa have played all season.
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, well, don't.
We've witnessed this with Emery as Arsenal fans.
I said this the other day. Some Arsenal fans are not over it, bro.
Got given an opportunity, bottom of the league, Sheffield United to go and give them.
You guys were up 10 points in the league in March, and you still managed to fumble it. So what? Emery
don't talk about that.
I'm not gonna let you forget. Look, now we can talk about that as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Arsenal fans, just let go of it with Emery, bro. Not all of you guys, but people like you, bro. We just knew it was gonna be Emery.
Come on, mate.
But listen, if Ten Hag took charge of this game,
okay. So we're talking about the Villa.
I'm joking. But listen, Cameron Archer, you had him on the bench for FPL. What was wrong with you, mate?
I want to talk about FPL later, but I forgot Cameron Archer, Alphonse Areola, Gabriel Magalhaes.
That's all on your bench.
Yeah.
Charlie Taylor.
And you had a bench boost.
I didn't have a bench boost on. I got 29 points on the bench alone. And Cameron Archer did make me innocent.
Do you think the Diaby goal was unfairly ruled out? It was when Jacob Ramsey was holding onto Foderin's
think
mouth.
so.
Yeah.
No, it was 100%.
No, yeah, he was holding on to the keeper, no?
Yeah,
He's definitely holding on. I've seen that one, yeah.
I do feel bad for Chris Wilder. I think they set up perfect in terms of defenders were blocking everything. Villa couldn't really break him down that much. Like, they were putting hopeless crosses into the box and stuff. And then at the end, bringing on James McAtee changed the game for me, especially for Sheffield United. Like, they got further up. I want to see from like the 78th, 75th to 78th to about 83rd, 84th minute. Sheffield United had a couple chances. I think Norwood had two shots outside the box. I feel like they was getting close. The pattern of play was decent and all that stuff. Because you can tell Aston Villa were really pushing it. They really wanted to be top of the table for Christmas. You could tell.
And they would have been if they won that game. Because obviously Liverpool and Arsenal, it was a draw. So
100%. So when Cameron Archer, great set piece, great work by Hamer as well.
Yeah, I guess that
dropped McGinn. Dropped McGinn, played it to Archer. I wasn't a fan of his finish. I felt like he should have took it with his left.
Yeah, I saw that. It was a right foot.
But he came he let it run under his right. It was a goal at the end of the day. Him against his former boyhood club.
It's always nice to see him
He's been the real only goal threat this year as well.
Yeah, bro. He's not been that.
But no one going to give flowers to Liban for Zaniolo's equalizer.
Broken clock.
No, then it didn't strike twice.
Where are you flexing at, dude? You're down 1,000
bro,
points.
Yeah, bro. Like, he's still stuck.
That's his first good shot of the year.
Bro.
First good shot in 2024 is crazy.
You're in December.
It's not even a good shout. It's not even a good shout. That's not even a good shout.
He's got a header, that's it.
He literally just wasn't the right place.
He was quick to tweet about that, though.
Yeah,
bro. Well, that's what I put. I said, have some shame, bro. He got booked first 2 minutes into the game. As soon as he came on, he got booked. I was like, what is that to them?
2 minutes of the game.
Bro, check the result, yeah?
He did.
Wait.
Zaniolo, by the way, there's still like 5 minutes left in the game. He equalized and he goes and does a knee slide.
Where is it?
Damn ball back,
Bro, get the ball. Let's go. We got a game to.
What are you talking about, man? You lied to me, man.
When did he come on?
90th minute, he got booked, man.
He came on 81st, got booked 9 minutes in.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like 2 minutes into the game. Okay.
No.
James
It was basically, for me, it was basically.
When Martial was grabbing his
I wasn't happy with them. I understood Chris Wilder's thought, but I didn't like the fact they brought on Ollie McBurney.
He was thinking like a guy you just loved it to.
Like, the one thing that was helping them out, even when it was 0-0, the outlet of just because all they were doing was just trying to hoof the ball forward. And it was working.
He got unlucky though, Chris Wilder, because I actually think he played a really.
I think he had a great.
And to be honest, he's a better man than me. Because first of all, they should have never sacked him in the first place. Never ever sacked him in the first place.
You say you don't go back to your exes.
Yeah, don't go back to your.
You have to if they're in the Prem.
Is that from experience?
This
Hey,
guy's
look, you need
crazy.
to chill. But you know, I knew he was gonna go. Why did he? I was asking innocent questions.
This guy's nuts.
This guy's crazy.
Can I go back to Chris Wilder? This guy's crazy.
But he manage a Prem team and then got sacked and then went.
No, he went to the championship and coached
Championship.
Middlesbrough.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And then Carrick came in.
But the job that he did at Sheffield United that first season, to fire him the next year when realistically their team wasn't that great, for me was
It
crazy.
was COVID as well, man.
And I think he's in a tough situation this year too, because this Sheffield United team isn't that great. They do have a few good pieces. McAtee, I really like.
Yeah.
Gustavo Hamer, 100%. Archer is proving to be a good young goal scorer, but I think it's been a real struggle for him to keep them up, to be honest with you. But this the last two games, what was it? Liverpool was the first one. I think this one as well. I've seen massive improvements right off the bat compared to what it was under Hickenbottom, for example.
No, for sure. And again, we're gonna talk about.
And they
FPL
beat
a bit
Brentford
later,
as
but
well,
I think
remember?
because of the
They beat him
winning.
under Chris Wilder.
Chris Wilder.
There you go. Wait, was it under him?
Was it Chris Wilder?
Yeah, it was under Chris Wilder.
There
It was
you
one of
go,
their first
bro.
games.
Oh, yeah,
It was one of
yeah.
their first games against
4
Brentford.
points.
That was very
4
good.
points out of 9, and what are 3 really difficult games?
Yeah, but listen, everyone thought that the winning streak is gonna continue, which is why we all captained Ollie Watkins, right?
Nope.
Yeah, that's why I thought I was going to
I did it.
Who did you go for?
Mo Salah, but I did it by accident.
Yeah,
It worked out in my favour though.
There you go. But yeah, unfortunately, that winning streak is over.
Yeah, but listen.
Thank God.
The title challenges taken a bit of a hit.
You said think what?
I just like seeing records come to an end.
Yeah,
mate.
but bro, we need Villa to win the league, huh?
What?
What do you mean what?
They're not going to win the league.
Okay,
It's
but
not
a man
realistic.
can dream.
But yeah,
A man can dream, can he?
in a
Yeah,
perfect
true,
world,
true.
yeah, sure.
Out of
Aston Villa.
Arsenal, United,
Oh, that'd be
Liverpool.
brilliant.
That's what I'm
Unai
saying.
Emery wins the league on your head. That'd be beautiful, but it's unlikely, isn't it?
Nah, what's going to happen in February? The Will's going to flop and he's going to focus on the Conference League and then losing the final 4-1.
You're not hurt though, right? You're not hurt though, right?
There's
You're
your,
over it, right?
there's your script. There's your damn script. F your script. But listen,
So going to the next game.
Fulham against Burnley.
Oh!
Clean sheet.
Another game, damn.
It's on 2 games.
Well, 2 more.
Yeah.
2 more games, yeah.
I need to speed this up.
No, 3 more games. We're going to talk about the Club World Cup with Man City.
So Fulham Burnley.
And then we're going to talk about the 4th game is going to be...
This game,
He's a meaty goalkeeper. Why do you like?
He's
He's
not
not meaty. He's not meaty. He's good. He's good.
Thank you.
Why do you like James? Yeah, I'm sorry.
me-
He's not meaty. He's a good goalkeeper.
Thank you very
Why
much.
do you like him so much?
Because he was brilliant in this game again. James
You're
Trafford.
weird as hell, man.
No, but genuinely he was. He was so important for Burnley. Bro, I listen. Burnley, this was obviously a huge game for them. Away from home, you mentioned about how you have to just get make sure you're home, although theirs isn't great at Turf Moor, but getting these couple good wins away from home is very, very important for them. Good goals from Odeberg and Sanderberg, but what keeps him in...
17-year-old French kid.
19-year-old, actually. 19-year-old.
Odeberg.
Odeberg, good player. But James Trafford again, bro.
Last time they played at home, they won 5-0 back-to-back, and then they went away twice. They lost against Newcastle.
Yeah.
They obviously got knocked out of the EFL Cup. They beat Everton in the EFL Cup. Then they went home against Burnley. You're thinking another 5-0 thrashing, and then Burnley came
The
up to
reason
their
why it
final.
wasn't a final thrashing, you know why?
James Trafford, man.
He's a very, very good goalkeeper. And if you look in that game as well, the amount of saves that he made, and they weren't normal saves, bro. We're going to come to a game later on where headers, were very, very good headers were scored, right? Even Solanke against Matt Turner. James Trafford's in goal for some of them headers. They're not going in the back of the net. I promise you that.
I don't know about
I
that.
promise you that.
This guy's Superman.
What are you talking about?
telling you, he's...
Which headers? The Welbeck header?
No, not the Welbeck one. The Solanke one.
The first one or the last one?
The last one.
Nah, Trafford's not going anywhere near that.
Bro, did you not see a header that he saved in that same game?
Yeah,
You
but
didn't see it, did ya?
that was nowhere.
It wasn't quite the same level as
We
Solanke's.
all watched the Sky Sports highlights as well, the 3-minute highlights. Okay, so I know which header you're talking about.
I don't know about you, but when James Trafford plays, I'll make sure to clear my schedule.
Sure I saw that header.
I haven't seen this game.
I'll make sure to clear my schedule when James Trafford's playing, mate. I don't know about you.
Jesus.
Fulham had a good. Fulham had a spell where they had very good chances, though. I feel like we could have scored a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, we had analysis from Thomas, who's a Fulham fan. He said, the worst performance of the season. Not totally surprising considering the fatigue following the cup tie midweek, but disappointing as Burnley were extremely beatable. Both goes down to complete lack of effort, which is inexcusable. Desperately missed Jimenez, which further confirms we need the 9 in January. They need a striker.
When someone's crying out for Jimenez in 2023, something is wrong.
It's true still.
Something ain't right.
We've done well for Fulham, though. I
He's
can't.
done really well last 2 weeks, but I hear you.
Do you know they need up top?
Who's that?
James Trafford. Stick him up top. Get him on the end of a cross.
Carlos Benicia.
Good for Burnley though, finally getting another win on the.
What'd you call him? The manager of Burnley?
Vincent Company.
Vincent Compagna.
Vincent.
Compagna.
But the last game of
Why is the
the...
last bit Italian?
Yeah, what was that?
You can only do English accents. I clocked it.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, do your French accent.
Well, the players today,
So everyone just goes into the Arsene back.
That's what I grew up on. That's what I grew up on.
Give me German. Give me German Klopp.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Heavy metal football. You know the way we like to play. You know, Mo Salah, Sadio. No, I can't even do Ten Hag. Louis van Gaal's army. That's what I can do. I think so. The players, my boys.
Brilliant.
Where they play.
Can you do Trent?
If they play.
If they play.
Otamendi, Aguero. These are investments from this is football heritage, is what it is.
That's brilliant.
Let's go to the last game of the Premier League roundup. Crystal Palace versus Brighton.
M25 derby.
The M25. What do you
One of
call
the worst derbies.
A406 derby, baby.
That's what you said last.
A406 derby, baby.
A46, man.
No, I wish you got that
I
reference.
don't understand it.
It's just some random road from, what was it, East London? Wait, what did that road connect from? No. Yeah, you're crazy.
It's literally there.
Hey!
I don't know why you revealed that.
I'm cutting that part out, man.
Yeah, I have to get cut. But basically,
They're
it's a
gonna
separate
figure
road
out
in
where this
London.
place is.
God,
You know how
just
big the A406 is?
No, it's a big road. It's a big road to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, this.
But Crystal Palace's goal, Verbruggen. What was he doing there trying to play out from the back? Obviously, that's what happens when, goalkeepers trying to play out the back. They make mistakes. And then Palace actually capitalized on that one. Fair play.
Brighton
to
were
them.
a much better team, honestly.
There was.
They got back into the game, but they could have scored a few. They had this one move, right, where like from their own touchline. This is the Zerbi ball. It's fine. It's really one touch, two touch, back heels, flicks, through on goal, and the guy, I think he even ends up tripping on his own 2 feet. What's the right back's name?
Veltman?
No,
it wasn't Veltman.
I know you're talking.
It's the
It's the
young
young
kid,
kid. It's the young kid.
We'll find out who
Can't
the young
remember his
kid
name.
very soon.
But anyways, Brighton played some good football, but I think it kind of sums up Brighton this season, to be honest.
Haven't
Where,
kept a clean sheet at
they,
all.
the player
season.
quality is less than it was last year.
Hinshelwood.
That's the one.
Yeah.
The player quality is less than it was last year. When you lose Caicedo and then McAllister as well, too, the individual quality of your team is going to go down. I think the biggest one though is Estupinian being out for
stupid man. Yeah.
Estupinian being out for most of the season has hurt Mitoma's kind of.
For sure.
I think he's really suffered from that loss. But at the end of the day, again, I go back to it. The identity still remains the same. So even though the individual quality might bring down the results and the goals that they score, you know what Brighton wanted to do, and I think they got unlucky today. Yeah, they have a good team, but I just think they're missing goals in that team. So maybe when Ferguson,
what do you think about people who say identity?
Casuals.
What about Gilly Bilmore? How was he that game?
Oh, my boy Gilly.
No, you said
That's what he
That's
said.
my guy, man. I like him. I've always liked Gilly Bilmore.
Yeah,
He's good. He's good in possession.
What do you call him? That
I like his name. But
not if he changed
but
it.
also, who was good was Dean Henderson, who is a better goalkeeper than David De Gea. He's a better goalkeeper than David De Gea. Huh?
Is he better than Onana?
No.
Oh, nah.
Nah, but Dean
You didn't
Henderson.
say that comfortably.
Dean Henderson. I remember when there was the arguments were there, and obviously he conceded that goal against Salah, and everyone was like, "Oh, that was."
No one's ever let him forget about that.
No, that's what I'm saying. They held that against him, and for me, David De Gea was just awful, horrible, was killing his own club for a long time. I know, but I just want to talk about Dean Henderson. I'm so happy for him to obviously get this chance now.
But listen, he got away with one at the end.
When he banged into Wan-Bissaka's face. That was a bit of a panicky moment. I'll give it to you there. But other than that, it was an assured performance. But then, like you say, that well.
I think they got lucky. Honestly, I think Palace got lucky.
Palace got bare lucky.
Like you said, even the goal that they scored, it's just really
it's
just a brilliant pass from what's his name, Olise. Ayew is open at the back post, but
that pass is so beautiful.
If I'm Palace, I'm
still in the job.
To be fair, good credit to Palace, right? Because ever since I said like for me they're boring and they should. Roy Hodgson should be out of this league. I think they almost beat Liverpool, and then they drew to City. So
they listen to you.
Fair enough, but honestly, they are
yeah.
dry to watch, man. Honestly,
Man, I feel bad for like that.
I feel bad for Palace fans. Honestly, I feel bad for you guys because I think
You're
you
a
guys.
good fan base
I think
as well.
yeah.
I think
I
our
think you guys,
correspondent. We didn't have a correspondent from us, Crystal Palace fan. I don't blame him.
Yeah,
Man.
you ain't got nothing to say,
He
bro.
said, I'm good.
Another week of just defending and
Exactly.
lumping it up front to Mateta. Honestly,
I randomly get a point at Man City. He said the Man City is the only game I look forward to. Apparently, it was a Palace.
Miskin, wallahi, miskin.
But we got analysis from Tactical Regista.
Hey, Tactical Regista.
He said the field tilt was in favour of Brighton, with the largest period of dominance being in the second half where Brighton stepped up a gear. Palace were much more productive in the first half and troubled Brighton towards the end of it. Pascal Gross played much higher on the pitch today with the pivot of Baleba and Gilmore, allowing him the license to roam forward. He proved his immense versatility with his constant chance creation and vision with his passing. He got the crucial assist for the equaliser late on. But listen, that is the end of the Premier League roundup. Let's get into the FPL and let's see how well everyone's doing on the table there. I think the highest place will probably be star player.
No, it's not, man. I've dropped.
What?
I've dropped massively,
Fool.
brother.
No, on the table.
On the table is who?
Oh, no.
It's Abs Busquets. He's at fourth.
What's my team name?
Ollie's Tricky Reds.
Ollie's Tricky Reds.
Yeah, Milkman Stars fifth.
Hey, man.
Liz Buzidi is in seventh.
I'm coming up, huh?
What's your team
Hasib
name?
is behind you in eighth. So I mean,
What's your team name?
What is it?
Weed and Booze.
We done booze. Yours is all these tricky Reds. A manager who got fired 3 years ago,
saying,
bro.
that's
What the hell does that mean?
Some medium. What little French name?
What Milkman Stars? What's that?
Milkman Stars is a class. That's
What does that mean?
I just. I'm not lactose intolerant. That's about it, really.
Good one, quality, mate. But listen, Fuiz has gone up to 1,114
Bro, I promise
points
you
at
that guy's
first.
not staying first for long.
Shout out to Merce, man. He got he's second right now. As 1,041.
What?
Who had the best score this week?
We had that conversation.
I think it was a guy. I think he's a French Algerian man, Canadian American.
We don't know where he's from.
66
Some
points.
multinational.
He had Cam Archer on the bench as well.
Yeah, bro. I would have balled out. I had Captain Watkins instead.
So if you go on this, guys, you get it on. Yeah, fair enough. Don't you think?
Yeah. Sharky's dropped down as well.
Coming.
He's gone up a little bit. Liban's gone down to 6th. And El Faze is at the bottom.
So what
All
position?
phases at the bottom of FTL.
No way.
Say swear.
Wallahi. 930 points.
No one wanted to tell me that Faisal was bottom of FPL.
But I messaged him. He said because I'm in Iraq, I can't change my FPL team.
But
Has
you
he
can
been in
tweet.
Iraq from the
But you can tweet. But you can tweet. Do me a
You can tweet about
favor.
Varane.
Yeah, I'm saying. You can
Faisal
do
ran in
that.
Iraq for 1 week. Faisal was
Favour.
last in
He is
FPL.
last.
That's actually horrible.
Can we
Let's do the. Don't worry, the screenshot will be there. Let's do the top 10 of the SDS league. Do you want to read them out?
Yeah, go on.
But say it to the mic.
Do I say the points? Do I say the points or not?
Nah, that's long, man. Just take the
Alright,
team name.
number 1, Bloom by Doom 9. Nawaf, Alfred Hay, Mesut Ozil. Donald Mac.
Can you read down the position as well, please?
Yeah, second, Mesut Ozil, known as Nawaf Al-Fadhel. That's his name. Third place, by the name of Free Palestine, Donald Mac.
He's been up there. He's been up there.
Yeah. Legit name, yeah.
Lovely name.
as well.
El Way. Owner, Tanvir Ahmed, fourth place.
El Way, that's the name of Foden's son. No, that's what they call him, El Way.
Not gonna lie to you, this next name is a bit of a mazza, but his name's Poo Poo Stinky, number 5.
Yeah, horrible, man.
But his name is Svetslav Stefanov. Sounds like an NBA player. Coming off the bench.
He's a role player.
Duardinho. His name is Mujawad Al-Alaydrus. 6th place. 7th is Darwin's Game by Matthew Nowakowski. I read that kind of well, you know.
You did well there.
A sure thing. Instead of sure, it's sure.
It's SHAW.
Yeah.
I like that.
Success Arayubi. 9th place, McAllister and Cheese.
Mac and cheese.
By the name of Alistair Chong.
I think I've seen him up there before.
10th place,
Oh, I like his name.
We Dem Booze.
What?
Yeah.
No, it's definitely, damn sure it's not him.
We done booze, number 10. Let's go, baby.
Peaky Blinders, Shankly in Disguise.
He's been up there as well.
10, 39, 97.
Yeah, he's done well.
Man.
That's the top 10.
That's the top 10, guys. A shout out to everyone who's participating in the league. In the description
you,
below, you have the code.
No worries, man. I got you, man. This is our last one for 2023, 2024.
No, it's the penultimate. It's the penultimate.
No, it's going to be the last one for me.
You never know. You could be on next episode.
I'm not. I already know I'm not. 29th, it's a busy day for me. But yeah, it's been fun. 2023 has been a great year.
It's been a quality year. If we don't see these guys,
Loved every minute.
at the end of the year.
Yeah,
If you
man.
don't see them in the last PL roundup, shout out to all the guys on the
Expect
table.
us to maybe go abroad. Live show
Go to the
abroad.
Euros.
Hey, Euros. We might be outside again.
We might be.
Keep that down. Keep that down.
Keep that
The
down.
one, I'm putting this in the air now.
Go on.
You might see me.
In the
Whilst
Lambo.
Portugal?
Whilst the man, no, I wouldn't go that far. Whilst the man
I never.
might be going. Hey man, whilst the man might be going to Germany,
Yeah.
I feel like there should be another side of the team that goes to South America
Oh.
for the Copa America.
Copa America's in the US.
Is it?
You flipping casual.
That's even better. That's even better. That's even better. I know the finals in Miami, right? The finals in Miami, right? I know the finals in Miami.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been in South America because I was looking forward to go to like Uruguay. I was looking forward to going to Brazil. But if it's America, I want to go there.
You can go Miami, man. I hope
I know I need to put my pockets up a bit more. But it'll be fun.
But yeah, listen, shout out everyone on the table. Shout out to all the SDS crew. You'll see one more Premier League roundup come out next Friday on the 29th of December. Sharky will be hosting that. And like I said, you'll have your best moments of the year coming out very soon. Thank you again for watching this episode and peace.